pretty bold, aren't we? I'll take care of you myself.
Reload. 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 STP. Hello everyone and welcome to today's STPL. My name is Kix. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the STPL and this is the format. All the series are best of 5 regardless of the grand finals. All the games are played regardless of the outcome. Set 1 to 4, the lineups selected in advance and all the games played at the same time. And set 5, if we get to it, when it ties up 2 to 2, is the ace match, which means every player can compete again. Now, this is of course the first well, we've got 2 series coming up today. The first one is going to be the final one from season 5, which I didn't cast yesterday. But there we go. We've got some really sick series today. Starting us off, we are going to have SouL versus NaS. To introduce the NaS lineup for today, we've got Dragon, who is the captain. Hirmu, thank you for the sub. 40 months, man. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. How have I even been streaming for 40 months? Thank you so much. But Dragon, their captain, really strong Protoss player, has some of the best TvP and PvZ in the entire STPL. We've got Striker, who's joined NaS's roster recently, have been tearing it up. Terra, of course, the premium powerhouse himself, doing incredibly well. And we've got dsaqwe as well, who's not been doing too badly either. Their opponents, they are up against essentially what a lot of people would say are the evil team from STPL, the Korean South American global team, SouL Gaming. I do want to say that They have got a full Korean roster here, but once again, I'm going to say this, they do have foreigners, and essentially the reason why the foreigners aren't playing is because they don't want to play on the maps. So you can blame me for SouL sending out Koreans only, because Koreans are the only people willing to play on the maps, apparently. That's on me, I guess. But given every other team is playing the maps and they seem to be having an okay time, I think maybe it's a little bit disappointing that the foreign players on SouL don't want to sign up to play. But there we go. That's how it is, and that's why we've got the Korean lineup again from SouL. But either way, we've got a really good lineup. Scan, really strong Terran player, currently ranked 1 or maybe 2 in the STPL, I can't remember. dsaqwe has been added to the roster, but he did actually get a walkover this week, so he is 1-0, which is, we won't get his game. We've got Beast, who's been really good, and Hero, of course, who is currently undefeated, but he's had some close games. It's not the, okay, so it's not the Gosu Protoss Hero. It's also not the Zerg Hero. It is the old Terran player called Sexy, who is now called Hero as well, because everyone wants to be called Hero. I don't know why, but he's a Terran player Hero, but he's a really good Terran. It's been really fun watching his games. There's been a lot of really close games with him as well, but let's have a look at the lineups. We will start off with a PvT. It's Dragon versus Scan. I think Dragon may struggle a little bit because I've always put Dragon's PvP and PvZ above his PvT, but definitely going to be a strong opponent for Scan. Striker versus dsaqwe. Unfortunately, Striker didn't show up for some reason, so dsaqwe will be winning that game. Terra is going to take on Beast in a TvZ on Pathfinder, which is really sick. And then we're going to have a PvT between dsaqwe and Hero. So the one mirror matchup was a walkover. So, I mean, given the fact that ZVZ usually lasts about 5 minutes, I guess we're just saving a little bit of time by skipping the ZVZ, but that's how it is. But it's going to be cool. Obviously, Dragon and Scan, very well-known players. I don't think I need to introduce them too much, so we're going to skip that for now. We're going to go into the map stats. We are going to be playing on Tears of Goddess. It's very similar to Luna. It's kind of like the modern-day Luna almost, with gas at the third. There is a slightly more constricted middle as well, which makes it a little bit harder for Zerg to get massive surrounds on both Terran and Protoss, but I mean, Zerg have still been doing pretty well on this map, 1-1 against Terran. We've obviously got a PvT here, which is all that we care about, but PvT, we've only had one so far where kogeT did beat Sandra, so Terran have the edge here so far, but is Scan going to be able to bring this back to 1-1, or is Dragon going to continue the Protoss dominance as we get into game number 1? Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the red, fighting for SouL, we do have Scan from South Korea as our red Terran. And his opponent down here in the bottom left-hand corner in the purple, fighting for NaS. It's their captain. It's Dragon from Canada. I think without a doubt, Dragon is, like, I'm probably going to say something controversial here, but I think without a doubt, Dragon is easily the best Protoss player in North America. So, is that controversial? Like, I can't think of any other Protoss players that stand a peg to him. Like, obviously you've got Sugo and Kingdom, who are both pretty good. And Models as well. Models is okay too, but, like, I think Dragon overall is just so strong. Hey, Costumes. I think, okay, so given the fact that I've got the STPL statistics to go off of, Dragon is by far in the STPL the strongest North American Protoss player, and he's actually one of the strongest foreign Protoss players in general, so I do need dsaqwe's picture if you've got one, Costumes. Unfortunately, he didn't get to play that in week 5, but I know he, wait, was he in the week 6 lineup? I can't remember. Let's have a look. No, he wasn't. So he didn't play week 6 either, but we'll get to see him soon, I guess. Okay, both players scouting out Dragon actually going for a slightly later scout, going for a gateway scout rather than the pylon scout, which means he's not going to go for anything crazy. I mean, a gas steal is obviously way too late to happen now anyway, but that's kind of one of the things you can look out for early on. Now, Scan is going to be scouting his opponent second because he will know by the distance, or by the... not the angle as such, given the probe can only enter his main in one way, but based on the timing, he should know his opponent is close by vertical spawns. So we should see Scan go for a cross scout from here, I would say. Scan definitely a very, very clever player. He knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, look at this. He's going cross. So Scan just so good. I love watching Scan play. Okay, it looks like Dragon is getting ready to hide something in his main base here. I'm guessing this is going to be a robo. Oh, he's hiding a citadel. Okay, there's been a lot of players who have tried to beat Scan by doing this. And a few of them have actually worked. Like, Scan hasn't lost many games in the STPL. When you look at his player history, he's only lost 6 games. And most of them are against Protoss, and many of them are against Protoss who cheesed him. So Dragon is going for a sneaky win here, and is it gonna work? Is Scan gonna fall again to DTs? Like, Scan has so much experience against this build, he should know by this point that in the SCPL a lot of people are gonna do it to him. But here we go, looks like Scan gonna try and scout for some proxies behind the natural. Doesn't quite manage to check for them, but does get his SCV away for the time being. You can already see a second SCV coming out to scout here, but he's not scouting the one place Dragon is currently building 2 gateways in. So now Scan may not have seen the proxies, but one thing he did see was he saw nothing. And when you see nothing, that means you're very likely going against cheese. So you can see he's immediately going up here to the 3rd base location, and he is going to see this before it comes to him. Now, does Dragon cancel this, or does he commit? If he commits, if it doesn't work, he is going to be insanely far behind. Now, the trouble is, if he cancels it at this point, he's also behind. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. He is going for double DT. Now, this could technically be a bust build, which is Scan can't confirm, based on the fact he's not really seen anything that's useful. But we should see an engineering bay coming up soon. And there we go, the engineering bay starting immediately here, so there we go. Yes, as Ryan Metal said in chat as well, like, you don't know whether or not it's 3-gate Goon or DT. But he will find out now. So a DT coming out of the main base, going to show itself shimmering to Scan's SCV. Now, whether or not Scan sees this depends on whether or not he was looking at it at the right time. The engineering bay... wait, the engineering bay is not done. Scan's going to lose. That's it. This is going to be game over. Yeah, this is game over. Scan didn't get his engineering bay fast enough. I thought Scan would have known what was coming, but he didn't. And guess what? You can kill the tanks. You don't necessarily need to kill the SCVs. Obviously, that's a big deal. But you can start spamming goons. And if they've got no tanks, they just lose. Now, there is 2 DTs swiping away at any possible turrets that are coming up. It's better to attack the turrets than the SCVs, because if you attack the SCVs, they can just rebuild them. But Scan is going to die to mass DT again, and he is going to be shaking his damn head right now, because this is like the 3rd or 4th time this has happened. There is 5 DTs in his main base right now. They can... oh my god, he's actually just going to kill the... he's going to kill the factory. Oh my goodness. I mean, Scan is like 100% dead. There's enough DTs here that you could tank the bunker, I think, at this point, and just kill everything. The factory is done. The DTs, there's 2 outside of here as well. There's going to be 7 DTs near Scan now. There is a single turret. There is 5 Marines and a Vulture. Can Scan hold on? I highly doubt it. Dragon is in such an amazing position now. He's even going to possibly get the Vulture. Now, one of the DTs, I think... oh no, it's still alive. He's run out of turret range. Oh! Okay, so there we go. The DTs have run out of turret range. They cannot be killed. Scan is still alive. He still has 16 workers. And as I say that, 2 of them die, so he's down to 15. And he's also going to start losing his depots. You can see that Scan has been building SCVs in his main. But they're going to go down. The gas is dead. Scan cannot mine any gas. He's walling in with an academy. And I mean, that's the only real choice he has, to try and go for some kind of Medic Marine build off of the back of one base. He also needs scanners as well. So scanners are obviously what the academy's for, but he could go for maybe some medics or something like that. But Dragon is just being so annoying. 11 kills on this DT. There are 6 kills on this one, 3 kills on this one, and 6 kills on this one. Like, that is ridiculous. Is this turret in range to protect this factory? I think it must be. But if you stood your DT here, is that enough? And look at this placement. Scan is... Oh my god, that placement is like incredible. Yeah, okay, so he cannot use his DTs to block the factory. There will be more units coming up. Dragon... yeah, I do cast some music if you could send that. Dragon doing an incredibly good job here with his DTs. He's starting to switch into Mascoon. And Mascoon is really what ends this game. Scan is doing everything he can to wall in against DTs. But there's going to be no more DTs coming to his base. The Vultures going into the main. Nice scan by Scan, but not managing to kill any of the DTs so far. This DT going to go... Oh my god. 1 health, 1 shield. He's attacking the command center again. He does scan before that finishes. But yeah, I think this is a bit rough. But here we go. The bunker is going to go down. GG. Scan taps out. Dragon takes game number 1. Okay, so that was a quick game 1. We'll be back in game number 3 because game 2 was a walkover, unfortunately. With the series tied up 1-1, it's going to be Terra versus Beast when we get back after this short break.
Mission 2, start. Thank you. Laser gun. Thank you. Thank you. Iron Wizard.
Thank you for the raid, Future. Welcome. I've not seen you in ages. Good to see you. Okay, we're going to go into game number 3 here. We did skip game number 2. Unfortunately, Striker couldn't make it to his game that weekend. And that did mean... Wait, was it... It was Striker that didn't turn up, right? Yeah, Striker no-showed, so it's walkover for SouL. And that means the series is tied up 1-1. Dragon did take a very, very surprising win over Scan in game number 1 with some sneaky DT play. Unfortunately, Scan got a little bit overconfident, didn't build his engineering bay quick enough, thinking maybe it was 3-gate Dragoon, and then got caught off guard. Dragon not really one to go for DTs, so I think that was probably more of a surprise for Scan than it was for me, but... there we go. We are going to be heading into Pathfinder. It is a TvZ. We've had 8 TvZs here so far over the course of the STPL. They're 4-4 at the moment, so let's see how it's going to go as we get in to series number 1. Sorry, game number 3 in series 1. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Peruvian powerhouse himself. It's Terra fighting for NaS. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner in the brown, fighting for SouL. It's Beast. And somehow Beast has got his clan tag wrong. Well, it's not wrong, but the formatting is weird. I don't know, that's odd. Like, the capitals are lowercase and the lowercase is uppercase. It doesn't matter though. It's all good. Now this is actually the first time I'm gonna fact check this because I've got all the details in my database. Yeah, this is actually the first game we've seen from Terra so far this... No, actually, it's the third game he's played this season, but he played in week 1 and 2, and he hasn't played since then. This is a week 5 game, so it's been a long time because essentially we had a 2-3 week break over Christmas. But it looks like Beast is going to scout incorrectly with his first overlord. Not the big deal. He knows exactly where his opponent is going to be now. Terra is going to be using the fact you can wall in on this map to wall in. Definitely a good choice here. You can build another depot here and make it a link-type wall. Although I almost feel like you need your barracks a little bit further over. But Terra knows what he's doing. Terra's played on this map before. Now if we look at STPL statistics, Terra has played this map twice throughout the course of the STPL. One was a win, one was a loss. Beast hasn't played here so far. And NaS, so SouL, okay, so this is a little bit of a stretch, right? Because this map was in Season 1, and back in Season 1, SouL didn't have the strong roster that they have now. They did have a strong roster still, but they kind of didn't add all of the other players they've added, like Bonith, Gorinich, Ziki, all the Koreans they've added as well, and they didn't have Castamuse helping run everything as well, which makes things a ton easier for poor Fujikura, who's also not only running SouL, but basically running the go-between between the South American scene and basically everything else. But Beast is actually going for a 9 pull here, so he's going to try and do some damage, and this means this link-type wall is a massive benefit here, because he is going to be able to defend this relatively easily, so this 9 pull shouldn't do any damage. And this means that Terra is going to be in a very good spot here. Now you can go for the egg. It takes a very long time to kill, so he's not going to bother. The Marines are more than enough to defend against this. And Terra, because he spawned in this spawn, means this wall means he keeps his Marines alive. Which is super important.
Easily amused, huh?
Hello there. How's it going?
Thank you, Aska, for the sub. It's going great, man. Thank you so much. We've got the Engineering Bay coming in for Terra. This is something that we didn't see from Scan in the previous game, but Terra's actually being a little bit sneaky with an SCV here up in the 12 o'clock location. Now, drops on this map are very powerful, but we are just going to see a normal build coming in from Terra. He's just going to go for most likely... he's actually going for 1 Rax Academy here, not adding a second Rax just yet. That's not really normal at the moment. Like, most people go 2 Rax Academy, but looks like Terra has a plan. Let's see how it's going to work out for him. We've got a lot of Lings still running back and forth, looking for scouting SCVs, and it looks like he will be able to find it. Now, Terra doesn't know what Beast is doing right now, so if he can get the SCV in, it's going to be super important. You can see Beast already going back, trying to get on top of that ramp. Lots of Lings coming out. Is Beast going for a Ling all-in here? Because he doesn't have that many... he's going for a 2-hatch Muta, but this is off the back of 11 drones. Like, I don't know if he's expecting mech from Terra. Now, obviously, when you're expecting vultures and you skip your sunken, going for Lings are pretty good, especially when you get speed. But this is a wall. These lings should not be able to break this wall as long as it's repaired, but he needs to repair the wall and he needs to repair it soon. SCVs have been pulled. Can he get there in time? Oh my god, it's going to be repaired. Yes, it is. The repair comes in at the perfect time, and Terra survives the onslaught of the lings there, but it's far, whoa, it's pretty over. That's a lot of damage coming out, and he's actually moving backwards. So, oh my god, is he gonna ling drop into the main? Was that? Okay, no, this is weird. I thought he was gonna go for some weird kind of ling drop. You can already see a second bunker being added on. Terra's like, if you break my wall, I am making sure that you're not killing my bunkers. But I thought, given the movement of that overlord, he was gonna like ling bust or like ling drop into the main. But he is gonna be going for muteless here. You can see them start. Oh no, he's actually delaying his muters to try and go for more drones. His economy is kind of in the toilet right now, so he is gonna have to drone up. This means Terra is even safer. And Terra is essentially in such a good spot in this game now. It's going to be really hard for Beast to come back. Now, Beast is a good enough player that he can make it happen. Now, Terra gonna scan the main, gonna see the fact that there is a Spire and there's no muters just yet, which means he should be feeling a little bit weird because he's like, hold on, you've got your Spire already, I've not seen a muter. So he's going to be thinking maybe there is an upgrade coming. Maybe he's been droning. Obviously, he doesn't see the natural, so he doesn't know for sure what's going on. But he didn't see the usual sort of 3-hatch muter timing of like 9 eggs or 6 eggs or whatever. And he knows how many lings he's killed. So Terra should know that he's in a pretty good spot. As long as he can defend against the muteless that will be coming towards him with +1 attack, he's going to be in a good spot to win this game. TvZ, when ling all-ins fail, it's very oh my god, Beast even loses a muter. Sorry I missed that. I thought it was I didn't check quick enough. I didn't think it died that fast. But basically, when a ling all-in fails, it's basically up to the Terran to lose the game. Like, when you've got weird situations with Zerg, it's a lot harder for them to come back than it is for, oh, did he saw the dropship. Okay, so he knows there's a dropship coming. You can see the lings are kind of moving into a position to scout for it as well. Now, this dropship obviously has to worry about the muteless that will be able to kill it if he's not careful. You should be able to, the maps are all available in the Discord. Thank you, Producer Unknown. Been a long time. Good to see you again. We've got Irradiate coming in for Terra already. We should actually have +2 attack coming in. No, he's actually going to go for +1 armor after +1 attack, which isn't too bad, especially when you're up against something like that. We've got Terra going for a lot of scans, just checking where the units are, where the defense is, because he wants to go for a big drop here. Nice repair by Terra. Obviously, muteless very, very strong on this map. One of the main styles that we saw played on this map in the Pro League, or in the OSL that it was used in, was just mass muter, because this is so powerful. Like, this is a lot of +1 muters. There's not too many Marines here. A lot of the Marines actually getting stuck. And this is a lot of damage. Beast is obviously still not in the best position, but it's definitely not over. Terra only had 1 barracks up until this point, so that's what makes this a little bit better for Beast. But when Irradiate comes in, this is going to be a lot harder. Thank you, Caster Muse, by the way, for sending me the photos. Well, at some point. And there we go. There is the Irradiate. It looks like, oh, he can't split the right muter. He takes ages. Oh, he loses one of his muters to do it as well. That's a lot of damage on these muters. If he can clear up the muters, he can start dropping indiscriminately into the main. But the trouble is, he still doesn't have that many barracks. He's only got 3 so far. The +1 armor is about to kick in, though. Terra's not really dealing with these muters very well. I must admit, he doesn't have nearly as many turrets as I would expect. He's in an okay spot still. It's not the end of the world, but he definitely doesn't want to lose this many SCVs. We're seeing Beast back at home go for a 3rd base. He can then start going into his hive. And then he's going to get into a position where he can get back in the game, because that's something that I think a lot of people would think after a failed Ling all-in, especially when you're only on 18 drones, wouldn't be possible. But this is what I said, if there's someone who can come back... Oh, and look at that split. That was incredible. Oh my goodness. That was instant. Instant. Oh, and we've got some Scourge mixed in here now. We've got Marines targeting down the Mutas, but there aren't enough Marines, so the Mutas are still able to do more and more damage, but 2 Mutas getting picked off there at the last possible second. We do have another vessel out now. One of the other vessels is close to getting its energy back. Hiding by the turrets because he needs to make sure the Mutas don't kill the vessels. That's the most important tool he has. Terra down to 32 SMEs against 18 drones. And now you can see that the more damaged Mutas are getting cleared off a second. He's got 3 over here as well. And this muteless strategy is continuing to come in here. And here comes the next Irradiate. How good is this one going to be? Let's see what the split's like. Not the best split in the world. But he does split off in time, so it's not the end of the world here for Beast. Beast still, though, with perfect control in this game. Terra cannot leave his base. He cannot go for the drops that he wants to. But here is another Irradiate. This one not splitting off very fast. A lot of these mutas very, very red. But there's no Marines. The Marines have all been dying. Looks like another Marine gets a single muta here. +2 attack is coming on, but he needs to repair it. He needs to save this engineering bay. He cancels it. He's going to lift the engineering bay. He's going to try and fly it back, but this is going to go down. Another engineering bay has started, but it's by the wall. Here comes another Irradiate. Another good split, though. Nice target firing by Beast as well. And this is such a crazy TvZ. It's basically the Terran pinned in his base, while the Zerg just flies in circles around him. This is one of my favorite things about the map in general. Like, it's so good for airplay, but we definitely need more turrets or something. Terra needs to be able to get alt on the map. He cannot let this third base go up undeterred. And that's exactly what's happening. Back at home, we've got the Hydra Den coming in. Lurker upgrade is coming in as well. No Queen's Nest just yet. The economy from Beast isn't really good enough to support Hive still. But imagine if we had Hive right now. Nice Irradiate, nice split again. But, I mean, these mutas are quite heavily damaged. Like, as soon as Terra can leave his base, Beast should be in trouble. Here comes another Irradiate. He's got the energy. There we go. Gets one of the bottom ones again. Nice split, though. Look at Beast. These are so good. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the big bonus for Terra is he's got a lot of vessels now. And this means every time Beast flies in, he's going to get irradiated. So unless he gets perfect splits every single time, he is going to be in trouble. Now, that wasn't the best split there, but still not too bad. Going to fly in, try and do a little bit of damage to the turret. But now Terra has a sizable amount of Benic Marine, and it looks like he's going to go out. We've got 2 SCVs going out to scout. He could also go and build some bunkers or something up here, which would be kind of weird to do, but it's not without the realms of possibility. But the vessels are going to be the problem. You go into lurkers, which is great, but when your opponent has 5 vessels already, and the vessel count just keeps going up, he's actually got 7 vessels. 7 vessels, that's 7 irradiates possible that he has. Now we've got a lot of creep colonies coming up. They're not going to become Sunkens in time, and it looks like the Peruvian powerhouse here is going to be able to take down Beast. Another amazing irradiate. The Marine's actually helping out the mutas there by killing the irradiated one, but here we go. If he stims and goes in right now, that is going to be it. Nice! Really, really nice D-Matrix there. Let's zoom out a little bit. The 1 lurker has gone down. There's so much Benic Marine. 2 more lurkers have spawned, but are they going to be enough? We're going to have more D-Matrix, more Irradiate. The split is fantastic. And GG. Beast taps out. Terra takes SouL up. Sorry, takes NaS up 2-1. Okay, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with game number 4. It's going to be dsaqwe versus Hero. See you guys in just a couple of minutes. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going into game 4 of this series with SouL up. Oh, sorry, I'm so used to saying SouL are up that it just came out. NaS are up 2-1. The only game NaS have lost this series so far was a walkover because Striker didn't show up. Imagine if Striker had turned up and beat dsaqwe in his EVZ. They would have beaten SouL 3-0. Like, how insane is that? This is the closest anyone has got in a while to be able to beat SouL. SouL are a very, very strong team. They're very well managed, which is why they're so strong. But they're not unbeatable, as this game is proving. Dragon taking down Scan with some really nice cheese. And Terra just beating Beast straight up. Beast went for something risky. It didn't work. And Terra just won. There we go. We're going to go into game 4. Game 4, it's a TvP on Desert Dwellers. Terran have had the advantage here so far, but we've not had too many games, so it's kind of hard to say. But it's been a very good map. We've had a lot of really long games here, so I do wonder if we're going to get a long game here. It's going to be dsaqwe for NaS versus Hero for SouL. Just before we get into the game as well, just want to again say a massive shout out to our sponsors, MadiNho and Esport Fund, for supporting the STPL, as well as all the people who have donated from the community as well. It really does mean a lot. Let's get in to game number 4. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we have from Croatia fighting for NaS. It's dsaqwe. And once again, we've got a Terran and no Terran music. I'm cursed. Cursed, I tell you. And starting us off here in the top right-hand corner as our red Terran fighting for SouL, it's Hero. This game is not happening live, it's casted from replays. It was played very recently though, and no one has seen the game before, so it's essentially live. If you want to know the lineups, they are all posted on Team Liquid. I will send you a link to show the full lineup. It shows the cast days as well as the schedules. Coming up next, we've got iRk versus NetWars, which should be an incredible series as well when you look at the players. So far, we've had a great series. We've got NaS 2-1 up against SouL. Unfortunately, NaS had to give a walkover, which means they lost the chance of getting a 3-0, but dsaqwe could run it home here, or if Hero beats dsaqwe, we're going to go into an ace match either way. So whatever happens, we win. But could you imagine if NaS took down SouL here? That would be the first time SouL has actually lost in a long time, series-wise. Now, looks like dsaqwe going for a gas steal, by the way. One thing I want to note about SouL is I know there's a lot of people who don't like how SouL do this because they use a fully Korean lineup most of the time. Just to explain something, I did explain this at the very start of the stream. Fuji has been trying to send out like a fully foreigner or like a foreign mix with Korean lineup for a while, and none of the foreign players want to play on these maps. So there we go. Like, it's not just that SouL just want to use Koreans. They want to use their foreign players, but they don't want to play on the maps. Now, I get it, they're new maps, but given the quality of the games we've had, and the games we've seen where foreign players have gone out on these maps, I would say it's worth it. Okay, Mana Pylon coming in here, blocking 2 of the SCVs in. One of them, oh, he glitches both of them out. That was actually really impressive. It's hard to do that, but nicely done by Hero. Now, we're going to have Hero going for a bunker expand behind this. The bunker out there just dealing with any possible gateway threats, but looks like dsaqwe kind of playing this kind of standard. He is going for 2 zealots first, though, so he is going to try and follow this up with some, like, early aggression. Also, I opened a can of worms in chat because kogeT's saying that no one wants to play the maps. but I mean, the quality of games we've had on the maps are probably, like, this is probably, in terms of game quality, the best season we've had. So regardless if people want to play on the maps or not, they seem to be playing them well. So I'm really not sure where to go from here. But we've got 2 gateways coming in from dsaqwe. dsaqwe wants to ramp up the aggression here. He is going to go for 2-gate power goon most likely, which is where you go for range and just power goons for a long time. Now Command Center going up on location. This is a bit of a risky play, but given the... Oh my god, there's no Marine in the bunker. The Marines were too busy dealing with the gas. So this Zealot is going to get into a position where he can kill the SCV. Is he going to be able to get it in time? Nice pullback on the SCV. Gets it in the bunker. That is swag. That's a swag move. Okay, the 2-gate power goon is starting to activate here. We do have a academy coming in from Hero, so Hero not making the same mistake Scan did. He is going to go for some detection early on. He does know exactly what's going on in his opponent's base, but it's worth getting the scanners anyway. He does see 2 Dragoons. He sees that range has been researching for a while, so there we go. Megas Lee asked in chat, is this a pro tour? We do have pro players playing in this. We also have amateur players. We also have other players, but it is a team league first and foremost, so there's kind of a mix of all different skill levels. But we've had some really good series so far this season. Okay, so this is one of those annoying moments in the game for Terran. It's kind of expected when you go for a bunker expand. You kind of need to have a single SCV for the number of Dragoons, so you'll notice that if you have 4 Dragoons attacking, you'll see him use 4 SCVs. Now the reason for this is if you use any more than this, the bunker will fully heal and your SCVs will stop repairing, and if you use any less, the bunker will die. So it's kind of a seesaw. You have to kind of hold out for as long as possible. And oh my god, he actually managed to kill one of the SCVs, so this means his Dragoon's doing a little bit more damage here. Wait, did he go for Marine range? Did he go for Marine range and I missed it? I think he may have gone for Marine range. That's actually pretty impressive. Not many people do that, but there we go. Looks like he is killing a lot of SCVs here. The bunker not being repaired, actually. The Dragoons are taking damage, though, from the bunker, so he does need to be careful. But dsaqwe has now taken the worker lead despite having a later expansion. So there we go. I feel like he has Marine range. It's not something you see very often, but it can actually help defend your bunker. But then, given the fact he still does have a lot of SCVs, like, circling it, I'm not sure. Oh, he does have Marine range. I thought he did. I thought I was seeing things. Like, it didn't seem right. Like, it's very rare you get to see that, but when it works, it works. Like, that kind of kept him alive there. And now he has a tank, which is sieged up. He's got 2 tanks, which essentially means any further pushing in will be impossible. A lot of his goons very low on health, so he can't afford to get those hit by tanks. Double DT coming in here, so there was a Citadel and the Templar Archives built at the time. Okay, it looks like one of the DT... Oh my god. What is it with DTs and surviving with 2 health, essentially? Oh my god, that DT. Overkill. Okay, so the DT is going to fall back. Well, at least this one is going to sit here, just kind of make this annoying. I feel like he could actually... Oh, there we go. He actually sieges and kills another one. Nicely done. Okay, so we do have an armory coming in. Was that double armory? No, just a single armory for now. Double vulture upgrades coming in, so this is looking pretty good for Hero so far. He did take a lot of SCV damage early on, but he should be able to rebuild them. It obviously does mean that dsaqwe is in a better position economically for the time being. Now we do have the first Arbiter coming in already, so this is 2-base Arbiter. 2-base Arbiter. We're going for Stasis first, so dsaqwe is getting ready for a possible push coming out from Hero. Now that's not exactly a bad choice, we've already got the 4 factories coming in. Now taking a third base as Terran is not too difficult, but your closest third, which is up this ramp, kind of plays a little bit like Colosseum in that respect, is actually a mineral only, so well, that's going to be another dead DT if that walks the wrong way. So it's a mineral only, not super important in TvP, but obviously every little helps. But essentially what you're looking to do as Protoss here is just ensure that you don't die to a 2-base push. Because from what I've seen of TvP on this map, if Protoss can take it late game, they're not really in a terrible position, so... Now Hero has been kind of scanning around looking to see what's going on. He should have seen... Yeah, so he's seen the Arbiter Tribunal now, so he immediately starts his starport. It is obviously timing as well with his upgrade, but his upgrade is a little bit late. Oh my god, thank you so much, Sugo, for the $25 donation, man. Means a hell of a lot. I'll put that towards the prize pool for you. We're a little bit off our $2,000 prize pool goal, thanks to a fantastic sponsorship by Esports Fund. We did start with $1,000, but we're not quite there yet. So we've still got half the season to go. If you want to help the prize pool, head on over to the MadiNho link. You can use the code STPLS4 to essentially add 50 cents to the prize pool completely free as well. And that was good timing by Moobot. Didn't even have to press anything, it just told you. But yeah, click the MadiNho link and then go from there. But looks like one of the... well, a Dragoon is going to go down before killing any vultures. That's a little bit unfortunate, but that's just how maths works, so there we go. kogeT is apparently going to go watch this from his bed on his mobile. I hope you tuck up nice and comfortable, kogeT man. You deserve it. Hope you have a good night's sleep as well. Okay, so I really feel sorry for Zealots in PvT. Because Zealots in PvT, like, look at this one. dsaqwe just sent it randomly, it's gonna die. And he was just trying to bait mines. Like, he was trying to clear the minefields without needing to use his observers. Or, wait, has he even got an observatory yet? Yes, he does. But yeah, he was basically just trying to clear mines so he could run units around a little bit later on. We've got a mine blocking the expansion over here by dsaqwe, so third base. Well, this is going to be his fourth base. Is going to be a little bit late now. Much like vertical or horizontal positions even, I said the two things that weren't the right one. It's very easy to push through this 12 o'clock location. You can build turrets here as well. Now you can already see that dsaqwe wants to clear this up because he wants to go for recalls later. Now if Terran can secure this location, they find it very difficult to push. Like, Protoss find it impossible to push down this ramp, but here we go. Looks like we are going to have the first Arbiter coming in. We're getting ready for a recall, possibly. And this is actually a pretty big deal. There's no mines in the main base. This is a really, really bad situation for poor old dsaqwe to... for Hero to be in. But looks like he does have some tanks back here to defend. Is it going to be enough? Not all of the units got recalled in here. So that didn't go maybe as well as it could have done. But this is still a little bit of extra damage. A little bit of... well, to be honest, that wasn't really worth it. I thought that was going to do a lot more. But unfortunately, that didn't. Now, he did pull back the units from the front, but there's still a ton of tanks here up on the high ground. So he's not going to be able to counter push. But the Arbiter does almost get out here. I think this is actually directly in between the two turrets, so he might be able to get through if he comes at the right angle. But he is going to use this opportunity to move out onto the map, clear up some of the mines, and he could actually go and block this 4th command center, but he doesn't quite know his opponent's doing it yet, so things are looking pretty good for Hero now. That was definitely not worth it. Oh my god, no. No, don't lose the... Oh, he lost the Arbiter to Marines. I think he thought the Marine was gonna... I think he thought the Arbiter was dead to the turret, so he just forgot it was there. That happens quite a lot in, like, every matchup for every race. Like, you'll have, like, a unit that you like, a dropship or something, and or a shuttle in some cases, and sometimes you just think it's dead and you just never notice it's there anymore. And it'll just sit there for the rest of the game. But looks like we are going to have another recall coming in. This one is going to be coming in to the 4th base, most likely. And he's going to be able to recall another unit here. So here we go, recall coming in. This is going to be recalling on top of 3 tanks. But that is going to be good enough to be able to take out this base. And that is a good recall this time. These units will be able to get away from it. Oh my god, the mine drag. That was such a good mine drag, but here we go. Looks like the mine's not going to be dragged this time. The command center is going to go down though, and that is a big, big pick off. dsaqwe did trade a lot of zealots for that, but it's definitely worth it. And now he's going to get away with his units. More vultures heading out onto the middle of the map. They are going to get intercepted by dsaqwe's army, which is very, very nice. What the hell happened there? About 4 mines just blew each other up. Okay, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 gateways now for dsaqwe. He is up against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 factories. He is building EMP. Well, he's going for EMP now. This is actually very late. +2 attack, I think, is done. Yeah, he's got 2-1. He's not started 3-2 yet. He doesn't have his 3rd gas, so it makes it very difficult to afford everything. Like, Terran is kind of... Terran playstyles are kind of based around late game having at least 3 gas. Having more than that isn't as important, but oh, this is a nice pick off. Getting some of those probes as they transfer over. In fact, getting most of them. A lot of them did manage to make it, but still, every little bit of damage counts. Oh my god, the cannons are not in the best position here. But these vultures will get cleaned up. You can see one problem I have with Protoss players is a little bit of harassment happens and they move every single bit of their army back home. Oh, but here we go, another recall coming in. Is this going to be... Oh, he does... Wait, where did he recall those units from? I usually try and catch the animation, but that is not worth it. That was definitely a fancy way to lose units there. Oh my goodness. I don't know if he was expecting to get into the main from that area, but that was not worth it. That is the kind of move that gives Terran the game. If that keeps happening, dsaqwe is going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, he does have the opportunity to go in here into the 4th base again. There's a lot of mines. Oh, don't lose the Arbiter to the turret. Come on, please don't do this. Don't do this. Your team is 2-1 up against SouL. You don't want to be losing this game. You would be a hero. Now, it looks like he is going to force the 4th base away, and the Dragoon's just going to go eat a mine for good measure, you know. The command center is going to be coming back. Looks like Hero is going to try and move out onto the map now. A lot of tanks coming in here, so a good move here would be to either recall on top of them when he tries to get the 4th base, or go for some kind of stasis and then attack the 4th as well. He's got a lot of energy on this Arbiter, enough for either of the spells, so we'll have to see how this is going to go as he moves forward. Looks like he's getting ready to go in, but if he stasises now, he's not going to be able to get in and attack the base. Oh, EMP. EMP coming, but look at the... Oh, he doesn't have any energy on this one. Oh, he should have led with the one with less energy. That is so unfortunate. And this 4th base is now secure. Now looks like we do have a little bit of a counterattack coming into the 3rd base, which is definitely not a bad choice to make. Zealot's getting on top of the SUV is going to be causing a little bit of splash damage, hitting his own units. But looks like Hero does manage to hold onto that pretty easily. Now down in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have a Vulture getting rid of Scout for this, but there is a 5th base coming up. Now this map, much like Blitz X was in Season 3, is very easy to split. So that's why we've had so many good games here, but we've also had a lot of long games here as well. Looks like Hero is going to be able to secure his 4th base, and with the number of tanks, it's going to be very difficult for Hero to actually take any damage. Now, we do have the Arbiters both stacked up again. This is one other problem I have with Protoss players. They do this a lot. Even players like Snow and Best do this, and it's like, if your Arbiter, like the Arbiters are essentially, when you go for this style, the most important units in the game. If you do not have stasis, you will lose to the Terran army. That's just how it works. And a lot of the time, Protoss players will just sit all their Arbiters in one clump, and they'll all get EMP'd at the same time. So it looks like dsaqwe has split up his Arbiters a little bit here, which I'm happy about. But it's definitely something that Protoss players need to watch out for, because it's lost so many Protoss players' games, even at the pro level. Game's hard though, so that's why. All I know is he really wants to detect this area. he really wants to go to Joe's. He wants to see what's on the TV, so he's put all his observers there. But look at this. Vulture's coming in behind, going to be able to lay down some of those units. Looks like we've got Arbiter coming in here to the 4th base, but this is definitely not going to work. Here we go. He's going to recall next to all of the tanks. Oh my goodness, this is not a well-fated recall. So many of these units going down before they can do anything. But looks like he is going to break the 4th, at least for the time being. But, he's broken the mineral line, but all of the units are going to go down. And yeah, that's another great defense by Hero. Now, one thing to note about this game is Hero's economy is not in a good spot. Hero's on 49 SCVs. Oh, there is some Vulture ass coming in here, which has actually killed a lot of probes. Once again, the cannons being a little bit misplaced there. I think you can trigger mines with hallucinated zealots, but no one really uses hallucination. It's too micro-intensive, and Storm is just better. That's one problem with Brood War. Like, Storm is so good that it's almost bad to use any other spell, because Storm is just better. Hallucination with Arbiters, though, is very good, and Hallucination with Carriers as well is underutilized. Nice to see you, Rather. Yeah, NaS are currently 2-1 up against SouL, and the only game NaS have lost was a walkover. The Striker didn't turn up. Now it looks like we are going to have another push coming in here to the 3rd base. Once again... Okay, I would not like to be dsaqwe's units, because they just keep getting sent in on suicide missions. Like, either they get recalled in their opponent's base, or they walk into tanks. Like, he needs to... I really wonder if he's going to go into Carrier. No, he's going into double Stargate Arbiter now. Now, that's all well and good, but when you lose so many units over and over again, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, it looks like one of the vessels does nearly go down, but not enough. This is a big, strong push, but here we go. Another... Why does he keep recalling in the corner of the base where all the tanks are looking at? So much dead blue goo. Oh my goodness. And those units, they're suddenly not in a position to defend his bases. Oh my god. dsaqwe not with the best recalls in the world, I must say. But we do have more units coming in. He is going to be able to get the science facility, which is a big, big pick-off. I mean, the upgrades are essentially already done, so he doesn't need to worry about those. But he has to defend his bases. Like, he can trade as much as he wants, but if he doesn't have any expansions, he can't replenish his army. And Hero is in such a good spot now. Like, dsaqwe has a lot of probes. They're just kind of out mining in the middle of nowhere. Now, the tanks have killed the Nexus down here in the bottom left. An Arbiter went down here, but EMP goes off on the Arbiter as well. That's going to go down. There's not that many units, but double defense matrix going to help defend against this. But looks like Hero's going to lose his army. So this is becoming a very, very scrappy game. There's been a lot of dead units from dsaqwe, but Hero, where he doesn't have the best economy, he doesn't have a bank despite being maxed for a while. Like, dsaqwe is doing everything he can to let Hero back in the game. But Hero is still not in... Oh my god, that mine. Oh my god, that did so much damage. Where are the observers? He had like 4 of them in the same place before. Where have they all gone? Where did they go? Why does it keep happening? The game is so hard. I get it. I get the game is hard, but Protoss players keep walking into mines and they keep taking a ton of damage. And it's free damage that they really shouldn't be taking. Oh, and another mine. Okay, he does save that one. Now, there is a base coming up down here in the bottom left again. dsaqwe has mined out his main and his natural, so has Hero. They're both down to just the 2 bases at the moment. Vulture's getting into the 3rd base, though. The 4th base, I guess this is. He's got so many cannons here, so he shouldn't lose too many, but still losing a load. He's down to 28 probes, 27, 26. 26 probes against 47 SCVs now. And look at this. Guess what this is? Guess what time it is? It's the dsaqwe rodeo time. He is going to go for another recall. If it didn't work the first time, it didn't work the second time. Is it going to work again? He's just unsieged the tanks. But surely he's not going to recall the same location again. And I misclicked there, but there we go. He does stasis field this time, so he is going to be able to break the 4th base. But these units, they're in a suicide position again. They are not going to get... I mean, the tanks on the low ground are going to be able to get in. He doesn't have enough. He got EMP'd again. But he does manage to... What, does he kill the command center? No, he doesn't even kill the command center. Oh, and another EMP goes down. It gets the only Arbiter with any energy worth anything. And yeah, this is rough. dsaqwe's now down in supply. He's down in workers. He's almost brought the worker count together. This single Arbiter should kill this, should kill the command center in about 10 years, but Goliath is going to come over and stop that happening. Okay, I don't know why he didn't fly the Arbiter away. There we go. Now we've got a lot of scans going off by Hero, trying to find where his opponent's army is. Now Hero is going to take the 12 o'clock base. If dsaqwe wants to expand again, he should expand down here. That should be the easiest base for him to defend. But this push is going to go to one of his only mining bases. I mean, it is almost mined out. But if Terran can get that high ground, how do Protoss get back out their main? Hero is playing the absolute game of his life here to be able to come back in this game. Like, his defense has been impeccable. But I think dsaqwe, if he loses here, is going to feel very bad about this game. Because realistically, he had this game sewn up. He was in such a good position. And then he just kept recalling. He kept recalling into death. Like, he didn't recall into the main. Look how undefended the main is. Like, imagine if he'd recalled there at any point in the last, like, 10 minutes. A lot of Hero's units were in the middle of the map. Like, if you recall there and you stasis the ramps, what do you do as Terran? You can't go back and defend your main. It's just game over. Another Arbiter goes down to this single Goliath. 4 kills on this dude right here. Another mine going off on dsaqwe's army. Nice scans by Hero, checking what's going on with the unit movement. And Hero is starting to push his way up to the 12 o'clock location. dsaqwe needs to make something work.
Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Oh, thank you, Chicken from the Kitchen, for donating $10. Good for the rapper reference, I love it. Crack, 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 egg, bowl, into the bowl, egg. Because I'm going for the cool rating, which is so hard to get. Or is it? It's cool, isn't it? It's cool, good, bad, terrible, or something. I don't know. Here we go. Looks like we're going to go into... We're doing it again. Let's go into the most heavily defended part of the Terran space. We may as well go for it. A stasis field on the vessel is going to make this a little bit better, but the Arbiter not actually in a position to perform the ritual of giving everything cloak. But the base has been chased away, and this is one of the last remaining locations mining for Heroes. So there we go. Now it looks like the final remaining units are going to be pushed away. dsaqwe down to 84 supply, 153. 120 of that, by the way, is army units here from Hero. Hero just has so many tanks. Like, this is that game that Boxer played. I don't know if it was on ladder or if it was a pro game, but there's that famous screenshot of Boxer saying, "Many tanks, yes." That's basically this game. Like, dsaqwe is so far down in supply. He has gone in very weird positions to attack, and it's not worked out, but dsaqwe does have the 6 o'clock base now. He does still have 2 bases mining. He does have a worker lead. If he can max out, and if he can take a good engagement, he could still win. Apparently Boxer asked, "Are these my tanks? Or is this my tank?" I thought it was many tanks, but maybe not. Maybe that was an edit someone made. I'm not too sure. It's been a long time since I've seen that meme. But looks like we do have a vessel. You know what? I actually really like the vessel here, and this is gonna sound like an underhanded compliment. Yeah, an underhanded compliment or like a backhanded insult or something against dsaqwe. But Hero knows that dsaqwe has been recalling into the one place you shouldn't recall the whole game, so he's just defending against that. Like this, like if he recalls here, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's anything you can do about that. That's just not the right place to go. And look at this. There's a recall getting ready. I think this is going to be the GG moment. Like, if he lets this recall go off, dsaqwe is dead. And look at this. Hero has so many units out on the middle of the map. Look at this. We've got it coming in. And whoops. Here we go. And there we go. He's recalled in the one place you shouldn't do it again. And dsaqwe, I think he's dead. I think he's just 100% dead. I cannot see a way for him to defend his base anymore. He's out of units. He's got more. Okay, so he's got some units coming down here. He does have energy, but look at this. We do have the MP. It cancels the spell. And dsaqwe is unfortunately gonna fail here, but that does mean we're gonna have a it means we're gonna have an ace match between SouL and NaS, and NaS can actually win. Yeah, dsaqwe gonna lose one of his only mining bases down here in the middle location. It's very hard for Protoss to attack into this Terran army here. There's lots of mines. It's quite choked up as well. And Hero has just played this map perfectly. Like, this is how you should play Terran on this map. He has basically defended into victory, and look at this, there's going to be another EMP coming in. Oh, he stasis the vessel. I mean, that's at least something, but... Oh, another stasis, not too bad. He's going to have enough for another stasis, but... Okay, I'm not sure about this. He's going to lose 3 arbiters to do that. And he's just going to be running into a lot of tanks. Like, I'm not so sure about this one, Chief. There we go. GG. dsaqwe taps out, and Hero wins game number 4, taking us to an ace match when we get back after this. While we're at a break, in chat, why don't you have a guess at who's going to be in the ace match and see if you get it right. See you guys very soon.
おめでとうアミティさん。
Okay guys, welcome back. We are here for the ace match between NaS and SouL. We've had a really exciting series so far. We are going to be going in to Rosenbridge. Starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner is going to be our blue Zerg player fighting on the mainland for SouL. It's Shine. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left hand corner fighting in the pink for his team. He is the captain. It's Dragon fighting for NaS. Now Dragon, in terms of stats, has some of the best PvZ in the entire STPL. Over 15 games, he's won 66% of them, which is really, really good. He's just come off the back of a win.
I dare ya.
Thou shalt #free the dsaqwe and a dodal shall set you free. PS. Donated also to MadiNho.
Thank you very much for the donation, man. Thanks for donating to MadiNho as well. Means a lot. This is, of course, the ace match here. Ace match means the score's tied up 2-2. Whoever is going to win this game will win the series. Now, Shine has come out before. This is the pro gamer Shine. But he has lost ZVP before. He lost against Dewalt. He went for a heavy drop style. It did not work. And Dewalt came out on top in a really sick macro game. Can Dragon use his power of PvZ and win this one here as well? Looks like Shine is going to scout for the other main in the top left hand corner. Shine could also go to hide a base up here. That would not surprise me whatsoever. But looks like he's not going to hide a hatchery for now. He is going to send a second drone out, so Shine definitely getting ready. Oh, okay, so Shine's just going to take his Manol only third, that's fine. It's definitely the safer play to go for. Looks like we had Dragon go for a 12 next into a gateway. Now, if you didn't know this map, and you've not seen it before, let's just quickly show you it. So this is technically an island map, because the bottom left-hand spawn is an island. The mainland does have access to the bottom left and the top left mains without any form of drops, but there is another island in the top right. So the games we've had here, you would have thought would be weirder. We've actually had a few like straightforward games. So usually the player on the mainland has a little bit of advantage to start off with, but the later the game goes on, the better it gets for the player on the island. It's definitely the weirdest map we've had in the STPL, but we have had some very, very good games here, so I'm kind of excited to be able to have a tournament where we can have a map like this. It's also been relatively balanced. We've had 3 TvZs, Zerg are 2-1 up against Terran, 3 ZVPs, Protoss are 2-1 up against Zerg, 4 PvTs where Terran are Protoss are 3-1 up against Terran, and then we've had 3 PvPs and 1 ZVZ. The average PvZ duration on this map is 25 minutes. Of course, that is only over 3 games, but not too bad. Now, Shine has played on this map twice, and he has won both games. And Dragon hasn't played here just yet. So, Dragon is going to be up against it here, but he isn't completely adverse to sort of maps that show different styles. So, he is going to be going for a relatively quick Stargate. Wouldn't surprise me, yeah, double Stargate. It's going to be 2 Stargate Corsair here, and there is a very good reason for that. When you're on the island, you have to get air control. If you cannot get air control, you are not going to be leaving your island, and it's some of the games we've seen lost by both Protoss and Terran against Zerg, it's because they've lost air control. There was a game where one of the best Zergs in the league got taken down by a Terran, because essentially the Terran, even though they were really far behind, just built like 8 Valkyries and killed all the Mutalisks and then dropped them to death. Like, that's how important air control is on this map. You need air control, and that is something that Dragon is going for. Okay, so we've got 4 hatcheries so far. Hydra Den coming up with Hydra Speed, and we do have an Evo Chamber. Now, if there's one player, and I said this when this map got picked, if there's one player in the entire tournament, well, there's 2 people. There is 2 people in the entire tournament that this map suits. Like, perfectly. One of them is Shine, because Shine was known in the pro scene for being the bag of builds because of his ability to basically adapt to any map and just have a style for it. And we have seen a style from Shine on this map because of the 3 games he's played here. What, was it 3 or 2? Of the 2 games he's played here, he's won both. So both of them were quite drop heavy as well, but Shine is not adverse to playing drop style. Like, one of the things about Zerg players is a lot of them don't feel comfortable going for Overlord drops, but that isn't a problem that Shine has. Like, Shine will drop people to death with Zerg. Yeah, so there is Hive doodads to stop Protoss and Terran being able to mass expand early on against Zerg, because obviously if the Zerg spawn on the island, they can take their own Hive very quickly, but it also means Zerg have a chance to build Niduses in the middle of the map, so it allows them to get units off. But we do have Overlord drop coming. No, that's Overlord speed coming in at the moment. Overlord drop looks like the sacks. Yeah, hit him up. NaS pushed SouL to the ace. They won their first 2 games, and then Striker unfortunately gave a walkover. dsaqwe came very close to winning the 4th game as well, so basically dsaqwe had hero very, very quickly. He was very, very close to winning, and then he just kept recalling into tanks for some reason. What I'm saying is NaS could have beaten SouL already. SouL the kings, man. Hit him up saying in chat, SouL 2-2 NaS, Ash 4-0 NaS, Ash more than SouL. I guess that's how that works, but look at this. It's Corsair Reaver with 2 currently 2 Starport, sorry, 2 Robo facilities. So we are going to have a lot of Reavers, a lot of shuttles. We've got 2 Stargate Corsairs still coming out. And this is going to mean we are going to have a lot of Reavers, and there is going to be a lot of drops coming in. But look at this, Shine hiding a base. Shine is hiding a base up here, but Dragon is going to find it. Dragon knows how Shine plays. Like, if there's one thing about him... Oh my god, no! He didn't scout it, he didn't go up! Why has he pulled back all of a sudden? But looks like he does have to be careful. Shine is going to probably kill this Hive, although he doesn't necessarily need to. Maybe getting ready to... Oh my god. Is Shine going to be able to snipe this? Oh, that is so close. Okay, so there is going to be 2 Reavers dropping in the main base of Shine. The Corsairs are coming in here to defend this. Does he have... Oh, look at this. He pulled all of Shine's units up into the main, and he's going to go for the 3rd base. Looks like one of the Scarabs going to bug out, but... Oh, it's so close. No, it bugs out as well. The Reavers go down. Okay, that didn't work out. That could have gone better. That could have gone much, much better, but he does get a good number of Overlords here, which means it's going to be harder for Shine to drop later on. But that did not go well. That Reaver did absolutely nothing. It happens. PvZ is hard. Reavers are very dumb units unless you basically... You basically have to micromanage Reavers to like the nth degree. The Hive going to be taken down here so Dragon can expand to his 4th base. But the important thing that Dragon needs to do is make sure he doesn't get dropped, because we are going to have Overlord drops coming soon. We've got more Corsairs, killing more Overlords, but he doesn't want to lose the Corsairs. They are so important. If he loses all his Corsairs, it's essentially game over. Now we do have a drop coming in. No, we don't. No drop just yet. But he is rebuilding his Overlords, so we should have drop coming in eventually. But this Overlord is going to move in, going to pull the Corsairs back. For some reason, the shuttle coming with the Overlord as well, coming with this as well, just to show itself. It's like, hey, look, I've got more shuttles. And here we go. This is why you need the Corsairs, because when you're going Corsair Reaver, you have no units but Corsairs and Reavers. So he is going to have to come back here. The Reaver's going to be so important. The Corsair's going to be taken down. He can't lose the Corsairs. It's so important he keeps them alive. Now the 4th base attempt is going to be blocked here, but the Reavers should be able to hold on to the 3rd. And this is going to be another 3 dead Overlords over here at the very least. But the Reaver's definitely in a good spot here. Good kills so far. No Reaver damage upgrade just yet. Kind of want to see that when it's basically all you're going for. I don't know why you wouldn't buy it. You've got enough gas, so... Oh, wait, is he going to go... Oh, D-Web's coming in. Okay, so D-Web going to be very important here as well. Scourge starting to come out here to try and pick off some of the lone Corsairs. We do have +1 attack still, so... Oh, he loses 2 Corsairs again. I think Dragon has lost too many Corsairs. He's up at 5, or he's down to 5 now. And Shine is just getting further ahead. Shine is taking the middle base, which is something we've not seen so far. He's going for one of the other island bases, and he does have the 12 o'clock location as well. Yeah, this Corsair count, if he had like 12 to 24 Corsairs right now, which I think if he hadn't have lost any, he would be close to, then he would be in a very, very good position. But oh, this is actually going to be a good drop stop, but unfortunately the Corsair's running into the Hydras again. Oh my god, look at this. Shine is so good. Shine is so good to watch play. No, the Corsairs! No, you can't leave them over the mainland. What are you doing? Pull them back. He's losing more Corsairs. I think the fact he's lost so many Corsairs is actually going to lose him the game. It is so sad. No, he's going to fly his... I think this is it. Oh, no. Oh, this is heartbreaking for Dragon. He was doing so well. He can't drop even because Barrow... Oh, and the Reavers are going to go down. He's not going to be able to drop them out. No, he gets one out, but look at that. Well, I guess it still hits. I don't think Dragon can win this game. Dragon, if he'd have just kept his Corsairs a little bit more alive, he would be in such a good spot right now. There is still Hydras up here. He should know there's something borrowed. Oh my god, that probe. That probe did not have a good day that day. Oh, and look at this. He's only really got cannons back here defending. Does he not have any observers? Did he never get an observatory? No, he didn't. Okay. I don't know. I feel kind of bad for Dragon, but he's going to scout the fact there's another base up here. He's going to see the base in the middle. He's going to see the base on the right. And I think Dragon is probably going to tap out. We've got more Corsairs going to be taken down in the middle of the map. A little bit of miss micro this game. And look at the amount of Overlords that are about to drop his main base. I think this is going to be the killing blow. Now, if he can kill all these Overlords, he could still be in this game. But he has to kill them before they drop. And he's dropped the... Oh, just pull away. No. Oh, he's finally... Okay. He finally made use of his D-Web, but so many Corsairs have gone down again. And this just means over and over again that Shine is just going to be able to keep dropping. His final Corsairs are going down. GG, Dragon taps out, and Shine wins a very tense and a very close series there for SouL. So, in the end of the day, after a very close series, Dragon took down Scan, dsaqwe got a walkover win over Striker, Terra took down Beast, dsaqwe was in an incredible position and he could have won the series 3-1 for NaS, but unfortunately, he made a few too many bad recalls and Hero managed to claw his way back to bring SouL to the ace match. And then Dragon went up against a bag of builds, Shine himself, and unfortunately... At the end of the day, he made a few micro mistakes, and he was unable to beat Shine in the end. Like, if he'd have kept all his Corsairs alive, that was a different game. But unfortunately, that's what happens in Brood War. You miss micro just a little bit, and everything can go downhill very fast. We're going to be back in a few minutes with our next series. It's going to be iRk versus NetWars. It's going to be the first of our week 6 series, so we'll see you guys soon.
Every single day, stress comes in every way. I ain't got no time for nobody. My style is rich, dope, fat, and witch. We'll make a cake today that looks rich. Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Crack, crack, crack egg into the bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
M-I-X and flour into the bowl.
Baking a cake, yes, means you gotta try. I'm doing this for years, but don't ask me why. Butter, butter, butter joins the bowl.
Butter, 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 butter joins the bowl.
You're making us a cake that you've never seen before.
Make us a cake that never seen before. Make us a
Heat up the oven, now we're on a roll.
Heat up the oven, now we roll.
Cheap, cheap, cheap's the name of my soul.
Cheap, 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 name of your soul.
The other day, I was called a little turkey, but I'm a chicken, got it? Your beef jerky? Put the cake in the oven for a while.
Put cake oven for a while.
Leave it there, come on, clean the pile.
Leave there, come, clean, pie.
Put the cake in the oven for a while.
Put cake oven for a while.
Leave it there, come on, clean the pile.
Leave it there, come on, clean, pie.
Here, I got a little sample.
Here, I don't have a
'Cause ample time's just what we don't have.
'Cause money time's just what we don't have. 'Cause money is
Chicken in the kitchen is making all the sound. The cake is done while we were sitting around. All we gotta do is apply the final touches.
all we gotta do is apply final touch. All we gotta do is
Take out the shrimp, the clam, and the perches.
take out the shrimp, clam, and the perch. Take out the
perch goes here, the clam goes there.
perch goes here, the clam goes here, the clam.
The little tiny shrimps just go everywhere.
The little tiny strip just goes everywhere.
Whatever you like's in the middle, fiddle.
Whatever you like, whatever in the middle, fiddle.
Seafood cake comes just like the riddle.
Seafood cake, seafood comes just like red.
Okay, that wasn't so hard, was it?
No problem. But how'd you get out the TV?
Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be going into our second series for today. I know there's a lot of people that have probably been waiting for this one specifically. It is NetWars versus iRk two of the best teams outside of Korea, two of the best worldwide teams. One of them is a purely Polish team. This is of course NetWars. Right up here coming today, we're going to have Tarson, kogeT, ZZZero, and Yeti. NetWars have done very well in the STPL so far, but if there's one team that's been their kryptonite, it's been iRk so far. But they've got the number 3 highest ranked player in the STPL. No, actually, I think he's the rank 4 now because I think Dewalt went above him. But kogeT, of course, the Polish powerhouse. They've got Mr. Bombastic himself, Yeti, who's one of the Protoss kings of the STPL, and Tarson, who is a really, really cool old school Terran player who's coming back, and he has been tearing it up so far. So looking forward to seeing how he's going to do. Let's have a look at their opponents. It's going to be iRk. iRk are kind of the best of the best outside of South Korea. They are a mix of so many different people. They're playing a lot of their Swedish players recently, like Oya, who has been doing a very, very good job. vOddy is always coming out doing a good job in the STPL. You've of course got Dewalt, who is the Miracle Toss, an incredibly good Protoss player. And then you've got MadiNho as well, who is the Viking Terran, used to be on Rev, switched over to iRk, and has just overall been such a great asset to their team. Let's have a look at the lineups we're going to have here. We're going to have Tarson versus Oya in a TvP. We're going to have a TvT between kogeT and vOddy, a ZVP with Mr. Bombastic against the Miracle Toss himself, Dewalt, and then we're going to have a PvT with Yeti versus the Viking Terran MadiNho. It's going to be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to this series. The first map we're going into, we're going to introduce the map stats here just because we're going into our week 6 maps. It is going to be Charmander. Charmander, named of course after the sprite in the middle of the map, but very standard 4-player map. Plays very similar to a lot of the other 4-player maps. We've not had too many games here though. We've only had 7 games on this map so far. We have had 2 TvPs, hit 'em up 1-1. Sandra won the other one, but that was with DTs, so as everyone knows, those games don't count. Let's get into it. It's game number 1. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we have the red Terran player fighting for NetWars. It's Tarson. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner in the yellow, fighting for iRk. It's Oya. Now that last series was actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so we are hitting like the hour-and-a-half mark of the cast, and this could be one of the longest series we've ever had, given the fact both these teams are so evenly matched. It is definitely going to be an exciting one, and I hope my voice can last the whole thing, because if it can't, we may have to pause the hype halfway through and then finish it off when I've got my voice back. But still, if there's one series that you should tune in and watch, it's this one. Because this, I mean, the last series was incredible. So if you did miss it, you can check it out on YouTube after the cast. But basically, NaS versus SouL was very, very good. iRk versus NetWars, 2 of the best teams outside of South Korea. 2 of the best teams in the STPL. And today, in this matchup, we have both the third... Oh, kogeT's actually fell to 6th. He was in 2nd for a little bit. But he's been a little bit unlucky. He's down to 6th now. He's fallen behind Famasi and Spire. But essentially, I mean, kogeT is such a good player. He'll be able to claw it back. But kogeT's going to have to win against vOddy if he wants to do that. Dewalt is currently in 3rd. So we've got the 3rd and the 6th best players in the entire STPL playing here today. And it's going to be very, very exciting. Now, the probe did come in. Didn't see a gas steal or anything like that. But he is being annoying. Oya playing like Oya does, you know? Oya, a very aggressive Protoss player. He can also play macro, but he likes doing this annoying shit at the beginning of the game, and I apologize for swearing, but that's what it is. It's annoying to play against. It's annoying to see Terrans try and deal with it. There we go, look at this. Assassin probe, gets an SCV. Not only that, he gets the SCV, which is a little win, but that's a huge psychological win. Like, if you lose your first SCV to a probe, it's so... it's not disorientating, I'm trying to think of the word, but like, you just feel so bad. Like, and look at this. Zealot following this up as well, so he just keeps on going. This Protoss doesn't miss. He just keeps on doing it. I said we were going to have a fast or a long series, but I don't know at the moment. It's looking like we could have a Zealot win the game. Oh, and he's going to delay the factory as well. Oh, this is so annoying to watch. And he gets the SCV after it gets gas too. Oh yeah, man. Where has he got this power from? He has turned into the Bisu of like foreign Protosses. He's so aggressive. It's so annoying. I can't watch. Yeah, the second Zealot's coming in. We've got a probe coming in as well. The SimCity definitely missing from Tarson here, but I'm not feeling this one for Tarson so far. If he can hold on against this, he's going to be in an okay spot. But look at the probe! The probe coming in here as well, doing some damage. He gets the next Marine. Okay, the Fight Club of SCVs managed to kill one of the Zealots, but one of them dies. Another one died. 4 kills on this Zealot at the beginning of the game. A third Zealot coming in as well. Like, does this man just not stop attacking with Zealots? And now there's a Dragoon coming as well. Okay, so Hit 'em Up is saying something that I don't believe. Because Hit 'em Up is saying, right? Okay, so I'm gonna say this and I'll let you guys figure out what's wrong. The Hit 'em Up said, funny info, back in 2006 I was in a team called 10X with Oya. He got A- on PG Tour by proxy 2 gating on match point in base every single game. There is a major flaw with that statement. Now, I'm gonna let people in chat figure out what it is. It wasn't 2008 either, Hit 'em Up. It wasn't 2008. I know I'm like playing. Okay, I'm playing, but match point didn't exist in 2008. Match point didn't exist back then. It came out in 2000. I think it came out the end of 2009. Yeah, it came out for basically the Kesper Dream League and the Nate Star League in the end of 2009, and then it was used in Pro League in 2010. That was my problem. I was being pedantic. I want it to be technically correct, which is the best kind of correct, but when we look back at what Oya is doing, he is not letting up with this aggression. He's on one base and he's going for Reavers now because he's already done a bunch of damage. Let's keep it up. Hit 'em Up saying he's gonna fight me. You know, he probably did get A- on PG Tour in 2008, but it wasn't on match point. It may have been a different base that looked like match point. A different map that looked like match point. There was a lot of space platform maps around then. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Blitz X. That seems like something Oya would do on Blitz X. I'll fight Hit 'em Up in Quake if he wants. I'm not gonna fight him in Brood War. He's too good. He's too powerful. I can't beat Hit 'em Up. But here we go. The Reaver coming in, flying up on the left-hand side of the map here, and there is no defense in the main base. I think Oya is just gonna win with a Reaver. Okay, the Reaver comes into the main base, gets 2 SCVs so far, gets another 3. Now, I'm not really sure why he dropped the Reaver again, that was kind of pointless. Does kill another Vulture. Gets another bunch of SCVs here, gets another shot on the Vultures. Okay, the tank is being attacked now. Oh, the Dragoon could have killed the tank though. That's very unfortunate. Tank does get repaired, so he is holding on. It's tough, but he's doing it. He's holding on here. Where did the Reaver go? Okay, it's up here. Okay, so Hit'em-Up's never played Quake or Quake 3, and I've never played Brood War, so it's fine. It's fine. We'll just, we'll do it. Quake is fun, though. You should definitely play Quake if you've not played Quake before. Unreal Tournament is okay, but it's not as good as Quake. Unreal Tournament is better with more players, but Quake is the better 1v1 game. Unreal Tournament is really good for like vehicle-based CTF and stuff, especially 2K4. 2K4 is really good. That's the best Unreal Tournament by far. That and 2000. They're both good, but Quake 1 is still really good multiplayer. Quake 2, the single player is incredible, and you can play it in RTX now. And Quake 3 is like one of the best multiplayer games ever made. And recently, with one of the friends I've made through VR chat, I've been playing Quake Champions, and that is also incredible. So, Quake Champions is well worth playing. It's a lot of fun. I didn't think I'd like it because of the champion thing, but it's not that bad. I've mainly been playing Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch, but there we go. Reaver's coming in on the high ground. Oh my goodness. The Scarabs just don't miss. They just hit different. And here comes the Wraith. Oh my goodness. He's, oh no. No, don't. No. No, he's pulling a mini. He's going to lose his 2 Reavers in the shuttle. Oh, he loses the shuttle, but he does save the Reavers. Okay. Okay, it looks like Oya getting ready to take his 3rd base. Tarson is still holding on. He's still not taking critical damage, but he is very far behind. So Tarson is going to have to work his ass off, much like Hero did in his game against dsaqwe, to come back here. Someone's saying member demos. I do, they still do demos now. Demos haven't gone anywhere. They just don't come on discs anymore. The first Quake 3 experience I had was Quake 3 Team Arena though, on demo, and I played that for hours. But it looks like this drop is going to come in. Doesn't do too much damage. The dropship does get away, but doesn't actually go home. It's going to sit there in the middle of the map, so that may die. The Reavers are out here in the middle. 16 kills on this Reaver. 16 kills. Radley asking me to define critical damage. Critical damage meaning you leave the game because you've been killed. Like, you've basically lost everything. That's what I would define critical damage as. Now the Wraith kind of looking around for more of those Reavers. Looks like Tarson pulling the dropship back. He is going to bring it back home. Now it looks like this Reaver, or this shuttle with speed, is going to go into the main base. There's not much defense, but there is some units here which should be able to defend. The first armory is done, so +1 attack is on the way. Now the important thing is here, there's actually a... Okay, so one of the big brain plays you can make in TvP is you have a dropship buying your mineral line, and then you can always save SCVs. It's kind of like what Protoss do against what Zerg do against Protoss sometimes. They will get Overlord drop and they'll just load up into their Overlords, or they'll burrow. But the Overlords work better if they've got like an observer with their DTs. Now, if you don't know Tarson, I don't know 100%. Okay, so Oya going for his patented carriers behind this as well. It looks like one of the Reavers unfortunately did go down, but the one with 10 HP still survived. So that veteran is going to go home to Iron most likely. Get a cushy retirement plan, but he is going to have PTSD most likely for the rest of his life, unfortunately. But hopefully Aya treats his veterans well, and they give them good mental health support, because he's definitely going to need it. The Wraith unfortunately unable to find the what's it called? Find the Wraith. No, the Wraith unable to find the shuttle even. I've lost my train of thought. It's hit the point in the cast where I'm losing my mind and I don't know what I'm saying anymore, so please forgive me. But maybe it looks like this Reaver isn't going home. Maybe this guy is never going to make it. His family's waiting for news of days of his return. But there we go. Okay, it looks like he is going to push in again. Looks like he is coming in from multiple angles here. Let's zoom out a little bit. The Reaver is going to drop here, and it goes down. There we go. Oh my goodness. That is going to be the end of that, but have Protoss got a thing today about just throwing units away? That was not a good push. If there was something Tarson needed to help him get back into the game, it was that. And look at this, he's going to get more Dragoons. He's going to go and take his third base on the high ground. Now that's hard to push up for Protoss, right? There is 2 ramps. But this is okay for Tarson to be able to defend. Now, Phil Good today in chat saying push was fine, oh yeah, super ahead. I mean, he was super ahead before. He is still ahead now, but he didn't need to make that push. Like, he did not trade efficiently enough for that push to be worth it. It would have been better for him to wait, especially given the fact he's going for carriers. Like, you need as many units as you can get to defend your bases when the timing comes against the carriers. Now, Tarson has scanned that part of the base, so he should know that this carrier is coming now. We'll be able to see if he starts building Goliaths or not. But he is going Charon boosters, so he does know it's coming. We've got +1 attack done. +2 attack is on the way as well, so that's pretty good. We've got vultures coming into the 4th base here. Gonna get a couple of probes, but not too many. But he is going to be able to take supply lead in workers now, which is pretty good. One of the Dragoons going down to mines as well. Nice target firing by these vultures so far. This is well worth it. And this is what I mean. When you make a push, like the one Oya made, it's little things like that. Whoops. These Dragoons are having a little bit of trouble here. They're having fun getting out that mineral line. But basically, it's all the little things that add up. Like, if you lose all of your Dragoons, or you lose most of them, you have less back at home defending. And all of a sudden, you can lose a load of probes. If you lose a load of probes, your army is going to be smaller. It's going to be harder for you to, like, afford the carriers. And you're just going to have trouble later on. Now, once again, we see a poor Zealot going into his death, but he just ate 7 mines. So that guy may have been a kamikaze, like, mine. Like, I said that weird. No, I didn't. That's how it is. But yeah, like, I don't know. He runs in, eats 7 mines. Like, he may have died, but he definitely did his job. Now we've got a Reaver coming into the 3rd base. There is a nice... Oh my god, that was a juicy scarab. But somehow I didn't kill all the SCVs. And dropping behind minerals is not a good idea with a Reaver. Oh, he gets another shot off, so at least that's something. The shuttle does get away as well, so he's looking pretty good. But Tarson is clawing his way back in this game. He is doing everything he needs to be able to come back and to be able to win this game later on. Okay, that was a weird scam. Oh, it just caught the observer. I was thinking that wouldn't hit that observer there. Yeah, I mean, Oya should have this game won because of his carrier count. But it's not the end of the game yet. And there we go, Tarson scans the carrier count. That is when he is going to enter panic stations. We should see a lot of turrets be added on here. But the trouble is, whereas economy isn't great, he doesn't actually have enough money to build the turrets. This is when it's a struggle for Terran. Now, he is going to look to try and take a base in the 12 o'clock location. Kind of hard to take this base normally, but because he's up against carriers, it's probably one of the better bases to take. We've got 3 carriers coming in at a time. We have... Where is the cyber core? Where is the cyber core? Am I blind? Oh, it's here. Okay, so +2 attack is coming in, unless this is +3. It's +3, so +3 attack already. Oh, you're gonna run some units into mines? Now, if Tarson can somehow kill the carriers... Oh my goodness. Oh no, he's going to kill his... Okay, whoa. I thought for a second he was going to kill his fleet beacon. Could you imagine the miss to do that? Yeah, Tarson needs a miracle to come back in this now, but if he can somehow kill all the carriers, he's got a chance. He has to trade basically almost impossibly efficiently, though, to be able to do that with the amount of Goliaths he has. There's not enough turrets here to defend this base, but by having this base, he's blocking the carriers from getting to his main. Okay, there's a lot of tanks. The tanks can't unfortunately shoot up, but he does need them to defend his Goliaths, so he is going to try and take an engagement here. He is close to max, so this is the time when he has to push. He has to try and do some damage to the Protoss here, because if he doesn't, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, it looks like Oya doing pretty good with his carrier micro so far. Let's zoom out just a little bit, see what's going on. Lots of units coming in here, a lot of tanks not sieged up, and I think this is the end of the game. He didn't have his tanks sieged up properly. The Goliaths are coming in from another angle. The tanks at the front are all going to go down, and he is not going to be able to kill the carriers. That is way too many carriers now. It's 8 carriers overall. Tarson is plummeting in supply now. There are some tanks left. He did kill all the zealots, and he's going to get all of the dragoons as well. And now he's going to be able to get in a position to push forward and attack those carriers, but it's tough. Look at this, the carrier is going to move over to the 9 o'clock location again. And it's definitely looking rough here for Tarson. He's still not out. If he can just kill the carriers, he can still come back, but it's killing the carriers that are going to be the trouble. He's going for scans, using the terrain to his advantage here is Oya, showing why he's so good with carriers. Not losing a single carrier throughout that entire engagement is very difficult. Very, very difficult. Carriers in the STPL die like paper planes. Like, people just do not micro them like they should. But Oya is doing it. Now, he's going to lose some carriers here. That was the kind of micro that I'm talking about from before. But looks like the Goliath's getting out on top of the carriers, getting out another one. No, they don't. They missed the final shot. Does he get it? Does he get it? Looks like the tank's gonna be cleared up here. Looks like he's gonna get one more carrier, so he is down to 7 carriers again. But Tarson is down to 107 supply. 40 of that, or sorry, 60 of that is in workers, only 40 of that is a pain. And Radley, you only don't play Mass Wraith because you're self-imposing yourself. But yeah, this is pretty much game over. Tarson has fought his best, but Oya has won the game with his carrier control here. Tarson is still on 3 bases, but 2 of them have mined out. He never actually built a command center at the middle only either, so it's only a matter of time here. The Goliath's trying to come in to get into a position, but they can't even get past the wall of interceptors. There's just so many of them. And he is up against +3 attack here as well, and his upgrades, he is on 3 too, but he just can't get in a position to kill the carriers. And then, well, as I say, that one dies. That's how I win Tarson the game. I cast the curse Oya to death. But there we go. We're just... Sorry, my lack of sleep is catching up with me. We are basically hitting the position where it's impossible for Tarson to come back. Oya has a bank. He's up 50 supply. And he still has 6 carriers. He did actually lose a decent number of carriers throughout this. But he... Oh, wait, no, he's got another 3. No, another 2. So, he's not even building anymore. He's just happy and content with the amount he has. He's taking another main base. He's got gateway... Gateway's down here in the bottom right. Radley, the deal, what I ended up doing, and I said this before, was if you want to free the Dodal, I said that people can crowdfund it for $1,000 to pay for the next tournament. But what you can do is you can add the money to the current MadiNho page, and the $2,000 will be used for $2,000 will be used for the main tournament, and then anything after that will go towards the Free the Dodal Fund, which is Season 5. There we go, GG, Tarson Tabsale, oh yeah, wins game number 1. And we're going to be back in a couple of minutes with game number 2. See you guys soon.
I need to go just as bad as you. What I had this morning, I don't even wanna say to you. Kick, punch, turn, and chop the door.
Kick, punch, turn, shot, door.
Or I will fall to the floor.
Or I will fall to the floor. I fall to the floor.
Kick, punch, turn, and chop the door.
Kick, punch, turn, shot, door.
Or I will fall to the floor.
Or I fall to the floor. Or I fall.
No way. I've been sitting in my car, yes, now for days. Did you check the toilets on the right?
Did check the toilet on, did check, right.
Did you check the toilets on the left?
Did check the toilet on, did check, left.
Did you check the toilets on the right?
Did check toilet on, did check the right.
Did you check the toilets on the left?
Did check toilet on, did check toilet on, left.
Okay, you win.
Ribbit, I can't hold it. Last toilet with me up, me already sold it. In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funk flow, you got the funky, but now you really got it up. But now
The toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
the toilet over there will bring up the toilet, so give up. I got time to spare. I got no.
In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funk flow, but now
The toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
the toilet over there will bring up the toilet there, so give. I got time to spare. I got time to.
I'm me losing up, I'm out of here.
Walk the walk, even if you can't just talk the talk. I got a call. I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You sick from kids and you hit on and you not written nothing. You are sick from not written nothing. You are sick nothing and you ain't.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, break, fix. I got go open. You know. Crack, break, fix. I got open. I got go open. I got the.
I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You sick from and you hit on not written nothing. You are sick and you hit and not written. You are and you nothing. You are and you nothing is.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, I got open. I got the crack, break, fix the open. I got go, crack, open. You know. I got go, open up.
It's all yours.
This is life.
Okay, welcome back. We're going to be going into game 2 between NetWars and iRk. We've got kogeT up against vOddy here on Paradise in a TvT. So we've got a TvT for the first time in a while, so this is pretty cool. Starting us off here in the top left-hand corner, we do have the Peach Terran fighting for iRk from Sweden. It's vOddy. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner, fighting for NetWars in the green. It's kogeT from Poland, the Polish powerhouse himself. Yeah, Astrid, just while we wait for stuff to happen in this TvT, Parappa the Rapper, essentially, if you just play the right buttons in the right order and the right timing, he raps the words properly. But if you want to try and get them like the cool ranking, you have to like freestyle, and that's basically when he starts saying random words in different orders. It sounds really weird. I'm not good enough to get the cool rankings, but it's really fun to just mess around. It's a really fun game. If you've never played Parappa the Rapper before, it's on PS1. You can play it on emulator. It's really worth playing. There was also a PS2 one as well. I never actually played the PS2 one. Unfortunately, much like many things, It's turned out the voice actor for Parappa the Rapper turned out to be a milkshake duck. And I hate that term, but he turned out to do some really awful shit to people. But there we go. Okay, kogeT going for his barracks on the high ground, vOddy going for his barracks on the low ground. Looks like we've got vOddy going for a gas, whereas kogeT is going to go for a 1-Rax double. That means he's going to get his expansion first. A 1-Rax fast expand in TvT is pretty much the best build. Like 14cc is very hard to kill unless you go for like a BBS. But 14cc, but 1-Rax FE is pretty much safe against absolutely everything. There's builds you can lose to, like if your opponent goes like 1-1-1, where they go for 1 factory, 1 starport, 1 barracks, but that's quite rare, and even then you can hold on to it. 1-Rax fast expand is just essentially a really, really safe build. Oh my god, kogeT went for the kill on the Marine and almost got it. Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach you. Sure, never sugar others from teacher now. Kick. Parappa the Rapper is really good. Really catchy songs as well. The best one I recorded, and it's not actually played yet. It's like the final song from the game, but it just doesn't come up on the random thing. I can switch colors if it's a problem, but for me it looks really different. If enough people in chat say they're having trouble with the colors, then I'll change it. But it looks completely different on my screen. Okay, TvT usually has a pretty big startup time, so looks like kogeT gonna try and get his Marine on the high ground. It is quite low on health, so he has to be careful. Oh my god. Assassin SCV. Somebody stop this man. There is a bunker coming up, but it's not quite ready just yet. Nice target firing by kogeT though, gonna be able to take out one of the Marines, but no, he needs to get in the bunker. Oh, the SCV blocking. Oh, he stops the Marines getting in the bunker. And vOddy is now in a very good position. Gets another SCV as well. And kogeT played a little bit too aggressive there. Didn't quite kill the Marine. Oh, he's going. Oh my god, he's going for it. Look at this. Oh, he clicks the wrong Marine. Oh, and he gets it. He knows his opponent wants to go for a bunker, so he wanted to kill the Marines, but he does manage to get it. He builds a semi-wall here as well to stop vultures coming in. We do have that tank coming in. He's going for siege mode, so he is going for a push here. Is there a starport? I don't think there is, so it is just going to be a siege push. But by the time those get there, kogeT should be okay. He's got a starport coming in, and he's got his own factory. One of the major proponents of this is going for a Wraith, so you get the vision for your tanks. And you also defend your own tanks against counter Wraiths, and that's something that vOddy's not going to have this game. So that's a little bit unfortunate for vOddy, but vOddy is going to expand behind this as well. Now, in case you didn't know this, tanks actually outrange bunkers without siege mode, so they kind of work like dragoons in that regard. So you have to out heal it. But when you get siege mode, it means you can't repair the bunker again, so you have to fall back to another bunker. We're going to see kogeT probably build that. But yeah, you'll see that the SCV is going to run back. He should build another bunker, but he might choose not to. But he's now going to be in trouble. kogeT is definitely in a lot of trouble here. vOddy is playing this really well. Bunker coming in. Marine's going to get away. Oh my goodness, that final shot. And now we're in trouble as kogeT. We are in a lot of trouble here. kogeT going to lose his Marines. He only has a single tank. He is a while up. Well, Siege is about to finish, but his second is not finished yet. The Wraith is not yet done. But he is going to hold on for the time being, so that's nicely timed. It's not the end of the world. kogeT is behind, and he is going to be contained. But as soon as the Wraiths come out, because there's no bunker, he should be able to hold on. Now, it looks like kogeT wants to edge forward. Does need to be careful. He's not going to have the vision advantage for long. So you'll notice he's going to siege up a little bit early. Now the Wraith coming out here for kogeT. He's going to try and micro down some of the Marines. Pulls them in. Nicely done. Okay, this pushes over. And vOddy is going to unsiege and he's going to fall back. That's it. He can't push anymore. And that is why you build a bunker. I don't think there was enough space for him to build a bunker where he was, because there's a lot of unbuildable terrain around here. But all of a sudden, kogeT is perfectly fine. He is not contained anymore, and he's pushed back 4 tanks with a single Wraith. That is the power of Wraiths in that matchup. It looks like the Wraith's going to come in for a scout, going to see his opponent's factory count. Very important to see what that is. Okay, we have the armory and the academy coming up as well. An interesting question. This is kind of going back to a conversation I was having with kogeT when he was in chat earlier. I know a lot of people's problems with the STPL maps this season is they're like a one-season thing. But a lot of the maps I'm thinking about keeping for the next season, is that going to be a problem for people? Because surely the more games that get played on it, the better figured out they are and the less problematic they are. Now it looks like we've got a dropship coming in here with 2 tanks. Now he's not able to find a way in so far, but looks like he is going to be able to get it actually. He's going to go into the main, and this is going to be a good drop. It's going to be hard for him to defend against this. There's not actually that much. A tank is coming back, but it is going to be quite late. There's an incredible place to drop up here. But looks like he is going to be dropping into a siege tank. Like, he needs to siege this tank, like, right now. Okay, so he sieges first. He's going to lose the tank. Oh my goodness, he need to repair that. Now just while we're watching kogeT go for another drop here, it looks like we've got vOddy going to try and put a bigger contain on his opponent. If you get contained in TvT, it's very hard to come back. But looks like we are in a pretty good spot here for kogeT to be able to hold on to this, but he needs to make sure he can secure this high ground so he doesn't get contained in his natural. Now there is a drop going around at this point going into the main base. Looks like the tanks on the high ground have pushed back vOddy. And here we go, another drop coming into the main base. vOddy definitely going to be taking a lot of damage here. kogeT slowly pushing forward. vOddy going to have to pull back to his high ground. Neither player with a third base just yet. Lots of aggression coming in. This tank in a pretty good spot still. Is going to start to go down to the SCVs, but the Goliath's going to be worth their weight in gold here at keeping this alive. He should probably unsiege this tank at this point, but looks like he is going to keep it sieged. SCVs gonna kill it, but not without taking a ton of damage. kogeT is in such a good spot now. Okay, this is going to be a very strong counter drop though. There's nothing here to defend. We're going to have units behind the mineral line here. That is very, very good. I could do a poll in Discord, but I never know. I don't want to talk over the end of the game because it looks like this game could be coming to close to the climax, but in the next game we'll talk about it a little bit more. But looks like we are going to have kogeT defending this drop fairly easily. He didn't lose a ton of SCVs. We've got vultures coming in here, laying some mines outside the front, which is going to make it harder for vOddy to come in. kogeT with a vOddy with a scan actually. I thought kogeT scanned, but yeah, True Touch definitely doesn't play in team leagues. Like, yeah, that's why he's not playing for iRk. He quit team leagues before, so it wouldn't surprise me if he did it again. Yeah, Eon Zerg doesn't like team leagues either. I think that's why they don't play. But to be honest, NaS have such a good lineup that even without Eon Zerg, it doesn't matter. And it's the same with iRk. Like, iRk don't need True Touch to win. It's a shame we don't see True Touch, but team leagues for a lot of foreign players aren't as important as like individual leagues like VSL are, and I understand why. There's not as much money in it for them, especially when you're like in the top like 5. If you go into every individual league, you've got more chance of making more money than you do if you go into a team league. Because there's less variables, like you know your opponents in a solo league, but that's up to them. I don't mind that. Like if they don't want to play in the STPL, that's up to them. The players we have given us such amazing games the last like over the last like 4 seasons, we've had so many games on so many good maps, and they've been really, really fun. So I'm just happy that there's so many people who enjoy playing. Tarson in chat throwing shade. Oh my goodness. I've never seen Tarson throw shade like this before, but I like it. But looks like vOddy continuing to push forward. He is low in SCV still, but he's still not out of the game in his TvT. And he is taking a very strong position out here in the middle of the map. If he can hold this spot and take control of this high ground, he is going to effectively limit the number of bases kogeT can get later in the game, which is so important in TvT. Okay, it looks like kogeT coming around. This is a good, like, sort of space-saving tool, but he doesn't have any units back at home defending, so kogeT is going to go for a hard contain here, and this is when I think this is kind of checkmate. It's good holding this location. It means you can expand to the bottom left, but if you're contained in your main base, how do you realistically deal with all of these tanks? Now, killing the dropships is good. It means you can use your own dropships to come out. But yeah, vOddy is definitely in an awkward position now. He's going to lose his race to 2 race from kogeT as well if kogeT sends him in. But kogeT's a little bit busy focusing on pushing slowly forward into the natural of his opponent here. kogeT showing why he's so strong in TvT. Now, there's actually a stat that I don't know if people know. kogeT, until his last TvT, until this one, was on a 14-0 win streak against Tarson. kogeT, without a doubt, has some of the best TvT in the foreign scene, and even against the Korean players, he's done incredibly well. And to get 14 wins in a row in TvT is just ridiculous. Like, that's almost impossible statistically, but there we go. Looks like kogeT gonna push forward. vOddy is throwing all he has to try and break out this contain. This is the only timing he has, but it's not going to be enough. GG. vOddy taps out, and kogeT wins game number 2. And that's going to tie up the series 1-1, so we're going to go into game 3 with a clean slate. See you guys in just a couple of minutes.
Yo, yo, yo! Check this out, it's party time in the house! Everybody, I'm wondering how you're feeling out there. You feeling good? We're gonna put on a show out there for everybody. Check this out. Somebody say ho! Ho! Say ho, 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 ho. Say ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Scream! Everybody say ho! Ho! Say ho, 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 ho. Say ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Scream! What you gonna do? I gotta be dead. I gotta be dead. I gotta be dead. I gotta be dead. What you gonna do? I gotta be. I gotta be. I gotta be. I gotta. What you gonna do? I gotta be. I gotta be. I gotta be. You gotta do. I gotta leave. I gotta. I gotta leave. Yo, everybody, just check out the way I live. Everybody. Yo, everybody. Here comes the dude, and now he's running up and down the street with the Jews. Done what I can't. Done my life. What I can't tell. I can't tell. I can't. Done. I can't. Whatever trouble he's in, he just gets up and begins. It ain't no problem for the man. But I do it like that because I know what it is. But I do it because the one that I because the one it is. But I because the one. You gotta do what? I got it.
I got it. I got it. You gotta do I got it. I got it. But most important, I got it. I got it. What you gonna do when they I got it, Dean. I got it, Dean. What you gonna do when they I got me. I got it. I got it. What you gonna do when I got it, Dean. I got it. I got it, Dean. You gotta do I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
H to the E to the R to the O, and here comes your hero, huh? Here we go.
Teach the day, so better never rap, I rap. We teach the day, so the art, so better never rap.
Now it's time for the rough fat night, and let's all pump up the night.
Wait now, what's for me? You, what's name for me? You. Wait now, wait for me. You.
What's his name? He grew up in this town. Check this out, come on and bring it down.
Kick, punch, chop, back, and I fly into the I fly into kick, punch, back, and fly, kick, back, and fly.
Do what?
I got it, Dean.
You sure about that?
I got me. I got it.
Gotta do what?
I got it, Dean. I got it.
But what's
I
important?
got believe. I got it, believe.
What you gonna do?
I got it, Dean. I got it, Dean. I got it.
What you gonna do?
I got it, believe. I got it, me. I got it.
What you gonna do?
I got it, Dean. I got it, Dean. I got it.
Do what? You gotta do
I got it, believe. I got believe. I got it.
what you gonna do.
I got it. I got it, Dean.
What you gonna do?
I got it, I got it, me. I got it.
What you gonna do?
I got it, Dean. I got it, I got it.
Do what?
You got that right. You gotta do whoa. Somebody say, ho, 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 say. Somebody, ho, 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 say, ho, 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 ho. Now, every say, ho, 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 say. Now, ho, 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 say, ho, 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 ho. Now.
Thank you, everybody. And don't forget, you gotta believe. Thank you.
Okay, we are back from that break. Starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner, we do have the pink Protoss player, the magenta Protoss player, fighting for iRk from Russia. It's the Miracle Toss himself, it's Dewalt. And his opponent spawning up here in the 12 o'clock position. We do have the teal Protoss player fighting for NetWars from Poland. It's Mr. Bombastic himself. It's Zero. So we've got a PvZ again. TvZ, great matchup. We're going to have a PvT just after this one. And I'm looking forward to that one as well. Series currently tied up 1-1. Looking pretty even so far. And I mean, if you think about statistically, Dewalt should have the edge here. But Zero has come out and clutched PvZ or ZVPs before, so let's see if he can do it. If this was like a sports match, like a T-sports match, right? A traditional sports match, we'd be talking about how Poland and Russia, like, rivals for a long period in time. But we're not going to do that. But Zero and Dewalt, they're both pretty... I'm fairly certain Zero is friends with every single person in the scene. Zero, of course, if you don't know who he is, runs the biggest tournament in the Brood War scene outside of Korea, and that's the BSL. It's the biggest solo league. This, as far as I'm aware, is the biggest team league in terms of viewership and whatnot, but we kind of look to do different things. Zero's map pools are usually quite standard, but it's because he does an individual league. But I have a lot of respect for the work and time and energy that Zero puts towards the BSL, and I am very thankful to him doing it. And of course, Dewalt, being one of the top players in the foreign scene as well, really does help. Because essentially, I mean, Dewalt is one of the best 2 Protoss players, and Protoss, I would say Dewalt, and especially these days, Dewalt and Bonneth, I'd put them like far and above everyone else right now. They are so powerful, so strong. But these players have played before. This is the 4th time they've met throughout the history of the STPL. The score is currently 2-1 in favor of Dewalt, but Zero did win the last time they played on Andromeda in the last season. That was back in August last year. It was something like a, I don't think it reached 40 minutes. I think it was close, but it was a long game. It was a very long game, and sorry, Zero did win that one, so let's have a look. Oh, Doc Holidays appeared in chat. That's a very rare occurrence. What have I done to grace your presence today? I'm very happy that you've popped by. Hopefully things aren't going too bad for you. I feel honored to have you in chat. The Doc Holiday in my chat. I'm speechless. I can't talk anymore. I just can't cast. That's it. I can't top this. That's it. The stream's over, guys. But there we go. So Zero going into his third hatchery. No lair just yet. Didn't go for any gas things just yet. He's actually he built the gas but didn't mine from it. So we'll have to see if he's going to go into Ling Speed or go into what's it called, lair first. Hit him up saying Doc should cast with me. I would love to cast with Doc, but whenever I'm casting he's working, so it's just never going to work. It's like Sham 2 as well. Oh, he did go for Link Speed. Sorry, I completely missed. That's because I was too busy, like, I was distracted by the handsome Doc Holiday. That's the problem. It's dangerous when he comes in chat. Now, Zero does get some links in the main base. He's gonna get a couple of probes here. Dewalt's very good with his probe micro, but links are really good, so... there we go. Looks like he is going to be able to take down one of these pylons in the main base. This means the cannon that's coming up is not going to be able to do anything. Nicely done here by our Zerg hero, the Polish hero himself. Miracle Toss, though. He can come back from incredible positions and win. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it again. Now the cannon is going to finish up in the main base. This means the Lings aren't going to be able to do anything here. They're not going to be able to do anything in the natural either. They're just going to be sitting here being annoying, basically. They're not really too much, well, we've not got really too much to worry about anymore. Now back at home, we do have a Hydra Den. He is going for a 3-hatch Hydra Bust to follow this one up. He's not going super all in. He's got a decent number of drones, and he is still droning up a little bit. But he is going to be coming in with a sharp timing after this to try and break down the wall of Dewalt. Customies in chat saying Nick and Kick. So if you don't know, Doc Holiday's name is Nick, and he's just been doxed by Customies. But basically, if me and Doc casted together, it would have to be Docs. Like, we would have to be Docs. That would just be the caster Archon name, you know? Either that, or wait, Kick's Holiday. I suppose that works. No, it doesn't. Be like Kick Holiday or something. I don't know. Doc saying we should be dicks. I would do that. That'd be funny. I like that. That's a good one. But that's only once the Dodal gets freed, because until then, we can't go around calling ourselves dicks, you know? Yeah, I like a caster muse, and looks like one of the Overlords is going to go down here. This is going to kind of hurt Zero, but not insanely. The big problem is he's going to keep losing them. Now, we do have the Hydras coming in at the front. There's not many cannons here. Is Zero going to be able to break Dewalt before these cannons come in? This is definitely looking like a difficult position to be in. More and more Overlords are going to be going down. The Forge is going to die, but there is enough cannons that are going to warp in that this should stop. But +1 attack is not done. If he can push forward and kill some of these cannons, he might be in a good spot, but looks like he's going to hold on, and this should mean that Dewalt's able to hold. I think Dewalt actually rebuilt his Forge already. Has he got 2 Forges? No, okay, he must have just built those cannons just before his Forge died. Now currently Zero is at 36 over 11. He's just built a couple of Overlords and they're going to go down immediately. Oh, Dewalt is doing so well. The Miracle Toss He's performing miracles again. This is why he needed his private jet. He needed to be closer to God to perform more miracles. Now, the Hydra Bust didn't do anything, but Zero does have a good number of drones, so it's not like he was super all in. And yeah, Custom Use, yeah, Lucky Noob, closer to Flash. Custom Use, game 1 was won by the iRk. Oh yeah, won game 1 and kogeT won game 2. It was Oya versus... How have I forgotten? Oya versus Tarson. My brain is turning to mush. I'm getting close to the... Well, I'm at the 2.5 hour mark of streaming. And we've still got more games to come. So, we are hitting that... Oh. My brain was so much mush there that I didn't even realize there was a High Templar there, and I thought the Corsair somehow casted Storm. I feel so out of it now. I've got like a weird cold, so I hope I'm okay. But we do have another Overlord going down. Zero has lost so many Overlords throughout the course of this game. If you're a fan of Overlords, I do apologize. There should be a disclaimer here. Another Corsair coming into the main will scout the lair. Double upgrades coming in as well. This is melee upgrades. So we are more than likely going to see ultras behind this. Doxing Terramarine always much. Fair point. But looks like we do have Dewalt pushing across the map now. He's got a very small army, but it's very powerful. He's got a lot of Storm, he's got an Archon, and he's got a lot of Zealots. And the Zealots are the real muscle. They take a lot of damage, they deal a lot of damage, and the Storm is just there to kind of protect them. So we've got 2 Storms on each of the High Templar. One of them is about to get 2 Storms, so there we go. I don't have Corona, I'm fairly certain. I'm hoping I don't. It's all in my nose and Corona isn't, but there we go. Looks like we are going to have nice Storms here. This is so good. A great push so far by... Oh my god, he just killed so many drones with that Storm. GG, Zero taps out. Dewalt rams his way through into Zero's bases and wins. Number 3. Mush basically okay, I'm gonna try and explain this quickly before I go on break, but mush is essentially something that's really soft and squishy. Like if you think of like trying to think of like mashed potato. Do you know what mashed potato is? I don't know if that... Yeah, what's the word for... I don't know if that translates well into Korean. But basically it's like soft, squishy, and like kind of gooey. And like jelly. Jelly's mushy. Like a sponge, I guess. Yeah. Well, sponge is a kind of more thingy. But either way, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with game number 4. I had one job and I forgot to press the button. There we go. The overlay's updated now. I literally had one job in that break and I didn't do it. Press the win button. Oh well. Right, here we go. So starting us off at the top hand part of your screen. In the 12 o'clock position we have the yellow Terran player fighting for Rev from Norway. It's MadiNho, the Viking Terran. And his opponent spawning down here in the 6 o'clock location in the red, fighting for NetWars from Poland. It's one of the kings of Protoss of the STPL. It's Yeti. Okay, so we've got Yeti going out for a very, very quick scout. This is a pylon scout. Very good for going for a gas steal. But it looks like MadiNho is preparing himself against that already. Starting to build his SimCity over there. Going to get ready to build the... what am I saying? Yeah, he's got his barracks coming up at the front. So he's got kind of a SimCity in his main. Looks like the probe is going to harass the building SCV, which means the barracks is going to be delayed. And this is going to give Yeti a pretty good space to start with. The gateway coming in, gas coming in as well. Yeti probably not going to follow this up with a zealot, but could choose to. Okay, it looks like the barracks hasn't really been delayed too much, but will he be able to get the psychological advantage by killing the SCV? It doesn't look like it. And the barracks should finish. I mean, this was a little bit of mining time that he's lost out on, which is kind of annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Now, if he does go for a barracks, he is going for a zealot. He should build a proxy pylon here right now. Stop the SimCity. But then MadiNho will be building the wall and like the Protoss player pay for it. Oh my god. I am so glad Trump lost. I apologize, I know there's a lot of American people that watch me, and if you're a Trump supporter, too bad, but I'm very happy. Like, I'm very happy that Trump lost. Like, the memes were funny, but like we've had enough memes. Like, we need a proper president in the USA now, please. Thank you. Thank you to the Americans that voted Biden. I am very, very happy. Honestly, like, Megas Lee said the whole Sleepy Joe meme, right? There could literally be a literal physical dog, right? A literal dog who just slept the whole way through the 4 years, and it would be a better president than Trump somehow, right? There we go. That I'm saying it, right? At least the dog wouldn't make things worse, okay? Like, the dog wouldn't do anything. Yeah, I think we should have President Holiday as well. But looks like the Zealot does get into the main base. Does get one SCV kill so far, but isn't really going to be able to do too much. Yeah, we need a real Prime Minister in England as well, but we can't vote them out until like 2024, which is really sad. Like, I am so unbelievably sad about that, but at least if like our government doesn't have Trump propping them up, because they're both populist idiots basically, then we have more of a chance. Yeah, we've got Blindside. We've had so many good games on this map. Looks like MadiNho gonna go down, possibly gonna hide a starport down here. And there we go, MadiNho going for the hidden starport. Now, this is one of the maps that if we haven't, I'm planning on doing another season, depending on obviously what happens. If we have another season, I want to bring this one back, because this is a really, really good map. We've had some of the best games in STPL history on this map, and I'm not even joking. The games on this game, on this map even, are really, really good. Yeah, at the moment, like, you can probably hear it in my voice. My voice is really nasally right now, right? And I mean, I know my voice is nasally anyway, but it feels like I need to take allergy medication. Like, I need to do something, because my sinuses are just messed up right now, and they have been for like a week. Now, I'm thinking because it's sinuses, it's not corona, and I've not left my house in 3 weeks, so I don't think it's corona for that reason either, but I've basically done everything I can to avoid getting corona this whole time, and if I got it in the end anyway, I'm going to be so upset with myself. But I've done nothing that could have got me it, so I don't know. That looks like we are going to have Yeti pushing a little bit of pressure on the bunker. Not the end of the world, but it happens. We're going to have a starport coming in. MadiNho going for his patented Viking longboats, which is why I gave him the nickname. Well, I mean, I didn't give him the nickname. I kind of like to act like I did, but I think it was already his nickname anyway. But the Viking Terran gonna build his longboats. He's won so many games with just drops in the STPL that I don't know. That's why I just started calling them longboats. So I'm gonna claim that. You know, no one's here to counter claim, so I'm taking it. We've got the academy coming in. We have an armory coming in as well. So everything timed pretty well for MadiNho so far. The first two vultures coming in. He's got mines. Speed isn't done just yet, but he will be able to lay some mines in the main base. But the vault, very nice defense by Yeti. So, oh, okay, that was close. He nearly lost the trigger. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, he didn't need to do that. The vulture actually gets away, lays another mine. Lays another mine as well. But it does get cleaned up. Now, the one funny thing about how this game works out, this starport is in such an awkward position. I don't see Yeti going to kill that anytime soon. So that's going to be there for a while. Now, obviously later in the game, you're going to need to rebuild your starport in your main base so you can get vessels. But I reckon that we're probably going to see that starport there for a very decent chunk of time. You could even, like, if he was really going for it, you could build a science facility down here. Like, it's so far out of the way for Yeti to go and kill that I just don't think he's going to bother. He wants to kill the dropship rather than that, but I mean the dropship is just kind of sat here. Now, Citadel coming in, so we are going to most likely have Arbiters coming up after this, but there is a more modern, well, it's weird to call this a more modern style because it's one of the more older school PvT styles where you just don't go Arbiter, you just go Templar Tech. It was popularized by Kingdom back in the day, and he was really good at it. Like, it was called the Kingdom style for a reason, and it's kind of come back into fashion again. Like, a lot of Protoss players at the top level are doing it. Oh, well, he's killed a critter, so I guess he's going to lose the game now. There we go. Now, obviously the important thing about this is NetWars or iRk are up 2-1. If Yeti cannot win this game, we will not have an ace match, but if he does, we're going to have another ace match again. So, but looks like we do have another drop coming into the main base. Kills a couple of probes so far, but doesn't get that many. The target firing maybe not as good as we're used to from MadiNho, so that does mean that he doesn't do too much damage. Yeti's still in a good spot. He does have his third base finished, so he just needs to transfer some probes over there, and he needs to do that as soon as he can. The dropship does get home. And yeah, Jangmi was using it near the end of the professional era as well. But he was basically the only person using it at that time, and it's because his storms were just on another level to every other Protoss player. Like, okay, so just while we're kind of in a lull while we're waiting for both players to kind of build up, the one reason why I love PvT so much and why I love watching Protoss pros is there is so many good Protoss pro players, but they all have their defined styles, and no one can play like them. Bisu obviously is the arguable god of Protoss. Like, no one has ever really stood close to how he stood at the top of his peak. Looks like we are going to have some more harassment. 3 probes going down, 4 probes. Can he get a 5th? Yeah, no, he doesn't. He gets a 5th somewhere else. Gets a 6th. Gets a 7th. The Viking is raiding and pillaging his way. 8 probes going down there, but Yeti still with a probe lead. So you had Bisu, who was just a good all-rounder, but his main style was just being very aggressive and making the most out of very few units. You have Best, who was basically, and still is, the best macro Protoss. Like, no one can macro better than he can. You had Jangmi, who was insane with Storm, Stork, who was good with carriers, and no other race has really got that. But looks like the Viking is coming in for some more raids with the Vultures. The Yeti was moving his Dragoons up to look as if he was going for an attack. But if he attacks into this position, he could throw the game away. You cannot break that. Now, the starport is still up down here. The SCV is going to heal the dropship. MadiNho going for a scan, looking for the units. He knows where his opponent's units are now. So he knows he can probably drop into the main again. Oh yeah, and Snow with Reavers as well, but that's only a more recent thing. Like, Snow was good, but he was never like best of the best in Pro League. He was more a sniper. But there we go, looks like we are going to have another drop coming in. MadiNho's harassment is insanely good. Like, he does lose a lot of vultures there for not much gain. But rather than doing damage, he's just keeping his opponent busy. He's stopping his opponent macroing. He's keeping him looking at areas of the screen that he wants him looking at, basically. It means MadiNho can continue to build up at home. He's going up to 2-1 upgrades. The facility is here, but +1 armor, halfway done. +2 attack is actually very late here, so a +2 attack here. That's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, it looks like we're going to have MadiNho pushing out onto the map now. He wants to secure his 3rd base. He's not going to go too far forward. But it looks like he is going to slowly crawl out. He doesn't have a huge amount of supply. And a testament to Yeti as well is Yeti's supply is so high despite losing so many workers. Yeti is playing this incredibly. Now, Yeti at one point was the highest ranked player in ELO in the STPL above Scan, Noob, Bonith, Dewalt, everyone. Yeti was the undisputed king of Protoss for a while, and that lasted for a long time. Now, Yeti has problems with his wrists. He can't play as much. And I think that's why he's so good at team leagues, because team leagues, he only has to play 1 game a week. And he gives these games his absolute all. It's not a best of 5. He doesn't have to worry about playing a ton of games in one go. He can rest his wrists. He can think. Like, Yeti thinks, I think, about the game a lot. And you can see it when he plays, because Yeti is... Okay, so I don't want to throw shade on dsaqwe, but dsaqwe's game against Hero, dsaqwe lost because he was throwing units away. Now, okay, MadiNho is taking this base. That is not something I expected, but here we go, MadiNho coming in for some more harassment. Yeti pulling his probes away very fast, though. Not going to lose too much here, but he doesn't have much defending. That's one problem Yeti's got here, but... So, just going back to my thought process, basically dsaqwe lost his game against Hero, not because he got outplayed, because dsaqwe was playing really well, and he was in the lead most of that game. But he just kept making bad decisions with recalls. When you watch Yeti play, he doesn't do that. I mean, Yeti's going for carriers again here, that helps. But essentially, Yeti's decision making in PvT is very, very good. Like, he doesn't throw away units uselessly. He doesn't attack places he doesn't need to attack. And that's how he beat Bjol in, like, the 40-minute macro game he played on Athena 2 in Season 2. Because he just plays so smartly. And that's what I really respect Yeti for, because if there's one thing you can say about Yeti, he doesn't really make that many mistakes. Especially in the STPL. He struggles a bit in solo leagues, but when he's playing under the banner of NetWars, he is like a different player entirely. Now, he pulls back his units the second they start taking fire. I mean, some of his units go in, that's kind of impossible to deal with, but it looks like Yeti does find the hidden base. Finds the starport as well as the dropship, so he is going to be able to clear those. And this is a base that MadiNho can't defend. Like, there is no way he's getting back to defend that, so that's going down. Now, MadiNho going for a lot of scans. He's looking around to see if he can find the army. But I don't think he's seen the carriers. Okay, so he has seen the carriers. They must have shown themselves somewhere. But looks like MadiNho knows he has to push now because the carrier count isn't super high. There is, I think, 5 carriers now. No, 4 carriers. But that isn't enough to deal with this many tanks. So looks like Yeti is going to fall back a little bit, wait for his carriers to come in. And he's going to sack this base by the looks of it. And that's not necessarily a bad choice. This base isn't super important. Yeti has a lot of money. A lot of money to be able to reinforce the carriers with. Now he does have +1 attack as well. Jenkola asks how come I don't cast BSL. 1, because I don't have time, and 2, because Zero's already got amazing casters casting for him. That's why. And also, like, Chobo League already has good casters too. But I just don't have the time. Like, I wouldn't be able to cast that much in 1 week. It would kill me. Okay, yet he is taking a little bit of extra damage on his carriers, but he has cleared out all of the Goliaths for the time being. While this is going on, we had a push at the 3rd base. Did clear out a couple of SCVs. A lot of the ground army has been killed. But a lot of the tanks are going to be going down to the carriers, and this is the important part. Like, losing your Dragoons, it's not a big deal when you've killed all their tanks, because Terran need their tank count to be high if they ever want a chance at winning the game. Now Yeti going to pull back, doesn't want to lose any of these carriers here. One of the funny things is, people ask me why I don't cast the VSL quite often. No one ever asks Zero why he doesn't cast STPL. It's really strange. It's really odd. Like, but Zero has the same. Well, Zero has more of a problem than I do, because Zero literally doesn't have any time either. Like, Zero has probably less time than I do. There's at least STPL I'm not casting like 7 hours a day. I'm casting it over like 2 to 3 hours, 3 times a week. Lucky Noob is gonna ask Zero now. Nice. Yeah, but Yeti has managed to secure the bottom right hand base. Looks like MadiNho wants to go and check this out, but Dragoons on the ramp are going to be able to stop this happening. And as I say that, the Dragoon just run, or the Vulture just runs up anyway. MadiNho going for a scan, looking for where his opponent's army is, looking for what's going on. MadiNho is actually ahead in bases, so he does have that. Well, he's even in bases now, but he does have that going for him. But Yeti, or this game is basically on a timer here for MadiNho, because Yeti is getting more and more carriers. He's already at the point where he's a critical mass. And when you get to like 7-8 carriers, it becomes so hard to come back as Terran. You have to play perfectly. And that's something Yeti shouldn't allow him to do. So it looks like Yeti's in a good spot here, but the game is not over. If Yeti pushes in here, I would say that's a big mistake. He should lead with the carriers for sure. Oh, he's actually just gonna... Okay, this is even better. So he uses his army as a buffer so the Goliaths can't get there, and he runs into the main. Now, if he kills the armories, there is no more Goliaths. With no more Goliaths, he isn't defending. Look at this, the Goliaths coming back. They're going to get back in time to save one of the armories, but they're going to be going single file. Okay, Yeti going to come out, and look at this. All the Goliaths have gone in the main, so he comes over to the 4th base here. Well, there's still the Goliaths here, but this is enough carriers to start taking them down. He's got +2 attack, I think, now. Not that I can tell anymore. He's got +2 attack. And if he kills these tanks, he can kill this base. And when he kills this base, it's essentially game over here for MadiNho. Okay, now we do have a counterattack coming into the third base. MadiNho kind of splitting his forces, trying to defend both locations, but he's abandoned his mineral only here, and this command center is going to go down. Units in the main base going to be taken down. This is very nice tank positioning, by the way, against ground units, but unfortunately it's the air units that are the problem. He does not have the army that can deal with carriers. He's going to go for a counter. But is the counter going to work? One of the factories has gone down. Two of the factories have gone down. Another command center going to be falling here. The units have been killed over at Yeti's base. The Yeti still has so much money. He's got so many units. He has so many storms as well. And let's see what the storms are like. Or is he just going to win with the carriers? It looks like that is going to be what the big story is here. But MadiNho going to slow push across the map anyway. See if he can make something happen. But losing his supply depots, MadiNho is losing hope and losing chance to win this game. And it looks like the Viking Terran is going to be foiled here. And I don't think there's anything you can do about this. Yeti is, like, his carrier control. I don't think he's lost a single carrier this game. Someone can, like, confirm, because I've been kind of keeping an eye on the carriers and I've probably missed something. But I don't remember seeing Yeti lose a carrier so far. And that is so impressive. And look at this. The ground army is going to come in here. That's going to block any more Goliaths coming out. Storm going to come out and help against the Goliaths as well. And the carriers are just going to sit in the main base. Now, if he loses a carrier to this turret, I'm going to be very upset. Oh no, he's going to lose a carrier to the turret, isn't he? The carrier at the back is going to die to the turret. No! Oh my god, it didn't. Okay, so there we go, the third base. All of the units have been cleaned up. The ground units are dead. The carriers are kind of stuck in the corner now. That is definitely not where they want to be. Can he go undefeated? Or can he go undefeated carrier-wise? No, a carrier goes down. And there we go. That's a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, this is good for MadiNho, but he's on borrowed time. He's down in supply. He's down on money. Well, okay, he's up on money technically, but he's got less bases. And look at this. Oh my god, he's killed all of the scans. He's killed every scanner and he's flooding with DTs. He can't kill the DTs. This is game over. There is nothing he can do. The carriers can't be targeted. The DTs are killing everything. GG. Yeti comes out with a great win over MadiNho and takes us 2-2. I'm going to call him the IQ toss or something, because that was clever. That was clever. I really enjoy that play. Oh, that was really good. Okay, we're going to be back in a couple of minutes with game number... What's it called? Game number 4. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for the ace match. Starting us off up here in the top left hand corner in the blue, NetWars have sent out Yeti here in game number 5. Is Yeti going to be able to take down Dewalt? We'll have to find out. His opponent spawning down here in the bottom right or bottom left hand corner is of course going to be the Miracle Toss. Was there ever any doubt on who was going to be coming out here? I'm not so sure. But Dewalt has a whopping 84% win rate in PvP. They have played 4 times so far in the STPL before. Yeti has come close to winning most of those games, but Yeti has been unable to win one so far. Can Yeti beat his curse? Can the big brain toss win over Dewalt here and win the series for NetWars? NetWars and iRk have faced each other 8 times in the STPL previously. The tie, or the score head to head, is 5 wins for iRk, 3 losses for NetWars. Can Yeti make that a 4th? Can he take down one of the best foreign Protoss players at the moment? Or is Dewalt going to hold on to his crown at the top of the STPL Protoss Kingdom? Okay, Yeti went for a quick scout. He actually scouted cross first. Dewalt still hasn't scouted just yet. Gonna scout on gas rather than on gate. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Yeti guesses correctly. No, it looks like Yeti's gonna scout last, which is unfortunate. But luckily enough for him, Dewalt is scouting in the wrong location. So, no scouting advantage so far, but obviously Dewalt does have more minerals, so he was able to get his Cybercore up a little bit quicker because he didn't lose out on the mining time from before. Slutty TYPI in chat says he's going to go for Yeti this game. Wait, no, I'm going for Dewalt because red is his favorite color. If I just press Shift Tab, it's going to ruin it for you. Now you won't know who to go for. I'll just have to keep pressing Shift Tab, so you're never sure of who to support. It's red versus blue, but the other blue is a little bit dark for this map, so I went for the Shift Tab option. And here's where it turns out you're actually red-blue colorblind, and what you think is blue is red, and what's blue is, or what's red is blue. I probably should make a joke like that actually, but yeah. Okay, so we've got a Zealot coming in on both, or this is the second Zealot for Yeti, whereas Dewalt going for a Zealot into a Dragoon straight away. Probe is in the main base right now. Yeti trying to find some damage, but he's going to have trouble doing it. Dewalt obviously in a good spot with his Zealot, blocking the Zealot of Yeti, and Yeti unable to find any damage with that so far. A little bit unfortunate there, but it does happen. He's going to be behind the Dragoon now, so this is going to be difficult, I would say. Okay, back at home, Dewalt getting ready with a push here. Coming out with 2 Dragoons and a Zealot. He's going to be up against... By the time he gets to his base, it should be 2 Dragoons and a Zealot, so that's not too bad for Yeti. So he should be able to hold on here. Yeti is only behind in supply, and that's only because there's an extra Dragoon already building in. We've got Robo coming up for Dewalt. Yeti has not built his Robo yet. It's coming up now, though. But this could be a bit of a problem. It's going to be one... I thought he was going to be able to get his second Dragoon out quicker, but it looks like he's going to be struggling. The Zealot on the high ground, they're really getting lucky. And here we go. It's going to be 2 Dragoons against 2 Dragoons, but 2 of the Dragoons are on the high ground. Unless he runs down. Definitely don't want to do that. Does pull back. Is going to be able to get one of the Dragoons here. Is going to be able to... Oh, it's 1 versus 1. But Dewalt's going to take that engagement, so doesn't need to pull back to the high ground. Now we've got a second gateway coming in. Yeti knows that he has to stay alive here. He's pulled some probes to try and help defend his ramp. He's only got a single Dragoon at the moment. Second one coming in here. Super important he gets this. Now, Dewalt is going for an expansion, so going for an expansion in PvP can lose you the game if you're unlucky, but Dewalt is in a good enough position that he should be able to get away with this. But it's going to be 3 gate behind this. Are we going to see an observatory, or is it going to be Reavers? That's the question. Going for observatory when you're behind is probably a good choice, because if they go DT, you just lose, and that happens in oh yeah, it's going to be Reavers. Okay, that makes sense. Reaver first does make sense in this position. He needs to try and get damage done, and the Reavers will help him defend as well, but when you're against DTs and you don't have an observatory, the game ends. Like, that's just it. And that's very sad, right? That's a very sad thing to see, and I hate it. Like, watching DTs win the game in, like... Okay, DTs winning the game in PvT as a Terran player feels bad, but watching DTs win PvP is just awful, because there's nothing you can do. Like, you can't get a scanner, you just die. Like, you can't even delay. Like, they will get in your base. But here we go, Yeti pushing out. He's actually going to get a better engagement here. Does need to pull that front Dragoon back, doesn't want to lose it. Is going to lose it, not so sure about that one. But he does get the better end of the stick, and he actually takes the supply lead now. And he will have a Reaver coming in very soon. And Dewalt's only on 1 gateway. He does have his own Reaver. He doesn't have a shuttle yet, though, so this Reaver's not going to be able to come back and defend. And he only has 2 Dragoons at the moment. Yeti could get in and do a ton of damage here. So, looks like we do have Yeti cutting probes here. He's building off of 3 gateways, and he is going to go for it. But honestly, I feel like going for a Reaver drop would be better in this situation. I don't agree with going for an all-in. Go for the damage. He can get guaranteed damage at the moment. If you go in to push at the front, Dewalt can win the game because he has a shield battery. He has his Reaver. He's going to have a second one. And then he's going to have his own shuttle. This is why you need to go for the Reaver damage in the main. Go for the probes. But looks like he is going to try and go on. Yeti is down 10 probes, so he has to make damage happen. He has to do something. I don't see him ever breaking the front, though. If he goes for the front, the game is over. He has to go for the main. If he goes for the main and gets a ton of probes, he can make something happen. He is not breaking the front here. It would take a miracle. And he is up against the miracle toss. He is not getting a miracle here. But there's no... Oh my god. He kills one of the Reavers. That is perfect. Can he get the other one as well? The shuttle comes in. That's going to make it better. But looks like... Oh, the Reavers don't get picked up! He takes damage on the Reavers, but they're still alive. Gets another Scarab down. Yeti is breaking through. But the Reaver's still alive. Okay, the Reaver goes down. It's 4 Dragoons against 2 and a Reaver. But another Reaver goes down. 2 Scarabs hitting a pylon there. I thought it was going for the minerals, but it looks like he's broken the front. He's going to try and get up to the high ground. The shuttle, there's no Reaver left in it. He killed the shuttle. I didn't realize. It's 2 Reavers against none. The probes are at the ramp. They're going to be shot at by the Reavers here. And Yeti is breaking through. He's going to put a couple of Reaver Scarabs down on those probes here. And this is what he needs to catch up in this game. A Reaver gets hit by the Scarab. And Yeti is going to fall back. And look at this. He's in a good position. He gets another Dragoon. He tries to... I have never seen that happen. The shields didn't fully come in yet. But looks like he is trying to get on top of the Reavers here, but more and more units are going down. The nice Scarab on the Reaver, though. The shuttle goes down, though, and this means this is a dead Reaver. Is Yeti going to beat the Miracle Toss at his own game? Yes, he is. Dewalt taps out. GG! And Yeti wins game number 5 and takes the series for NetWars. Yeti broke his curse. I am so happy for him. That is such a good win. Oh, man. I feel bad for Dewalt, though. But I'm actually really happy. That's a really, really sick result. Okay. Let's add the win for Yeti. Let's add the win for NetWars as well. And let's head on over to the results screen. Okay, so we had Oya taking down Tarson. That was a fairly straightforward PvT. Tarson got a little bit screwed early on, and he just couldn't return, like he couldn't recover. kogeT took down vOddy in a very well played TvT. Dewalt took down ZZZero in a very well played PvZ. Yeti took down MadiNho in a really sick PvT, and then he come out against one of the best Protoss players in the entire world. The person he'd lost 4 times to previously, despite coming so close in the STPL, and he did it. He broke his losing streak against Dewalt. He beat the rank 3 player in the STPL ranking system in the ELO, and he won. And he won the series for NetWars. What a sick series. What a great set of games we've had today. A massive thank you again to our sponsors, Esport Fund and MadiNho. If you want to support the tournament, please donate to the prize pool over at the MadiNho link. We're looking to get $2,000 again if we can, but if we can make it to $3,000, then we will be freeing Red's previous logo. But basically, Yeti is a very good player. I hope that game shows why. He went for an all-in, he executed it absolutely spot on, perfectly, and he won the game. So that's going to be me for today. I'll be back on Wednesday for another 2 series. If you like what you saw, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/STPLTV. Sub on YouTube at youtube.com/STPLTV. Obviously follow the channel. Keep an eye out on chat and everything. Take part. We'll have a look at the standings in just a second. Hold on. What we need to do for that is I need to quickly reload the overlay once I've made sure everything's on here. Let's go back to... What screen should we go to for a second? Let's show off the stats screen, actually, because I've not shown that for a while. You can see the... Oh, wait, this isn't going to work, because I'm going to close and reopen the overlay. Well, let's just go... I'm going to see if I can speed run this, right? So, where is my main... overlay here, right? Okay, here we are. So it's added everything. Let us go. Let's see if I can make this before missing anything. I didn't do it quick enough. But here we go. Here are the team standings. Obviously, this is there's been 1 game played since the start of week 6, but as things look, SouL Gaming are currently at the top of the leaderboard, 5-0. Weeko are in 2nd with 4-1. NetWars go in 3rd with 4-2. NaS are up in 4th in 3-2. They obviously played, well, they haven't played this series yet for this week. Ash are in 5th with 3-2. iRk 3-3 in 6th. That is not a place we've seen iRk for a very long time. Red in 7th, DM in 8th, Clan Revolution in 9th. Clan Revolution in 8th, tied 8th, and then in 9th we have Storm. So there we go. That is going to be me for today. I will see you guys same time on Wednesday, 2100 CEST. We're going to be having a look at Sai versus Ash and Weeko versus NaS. Have a good evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.